his age.
He wished he had met him long ago, like when he was 18?
Out of jail? How long is the Tiger King in for?
22 years.
Oh, wow. He's not getting out.
Well, he's asking Trump for a pardon, but he did get his sentence reduced.
To 21 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
No, we'll knock a year off.
Okay, we'll give you a year.
They don't just let you out for a murder for hire plot.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
allegedly.
they do take those seriously. Yeah.
And
Allegedly.
other stuff.
Yeah, death do we part in this situation here.
Well, I'm telling you, man, if you didn't grab a pardon at the end of that last administration, your odds are poor because those were going out left and right at the end.
How about this one? New surveillance video shows suspect accused of stealing the keys for several luxury cars from a valet at a Miami Beach hotel.
Ooh,
now, the surveillance video shows suspect slithering across the ground on the valet key room of the Cité and stealing key fobs belonging to $325,000 Ferrari, Blues Rolls Royce, and a gray Mercedes G-Wagon.
Okay, this is video because I see the keys moving.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, you're never going to get caught on camera.
He's so
slithering.
sneaky.
Yeah, never get caught on camera. Good idea, buddy. All right, now I'm going to stand up.
Yeah.
I couldn't reach the keys laying on my stomach.
He didn't think maybe I just walk in with my head down.
That's right.
Maybe I just
Put a
wear
mask on. Yeah, a million other things. Nope, I am going to crawl in.
Now, it's not the first time the hotel lost millions in a robbery. Last March, a group of thieves were caught on camera using trash bins to steal nearly $2 million worth in designer purses. While arrests have been made in the purse heist, authorities have been investigating the car robbery for nearly a year. Nobody in custody.
The exit is even better.
That's good.
Lance, do you see the exit? Watch it again. Yeah, watch the exit. Woo!
Wow. He must have scouted this knowing that inside is
it's an
the
inside
up
job.
top camera.
Yeah.
Outside there's a camera that's going to catch his face at a certain level, so he has to be below that. I'm going to side with the criminal.
Okay,
here.
so they arrested 23-year-old this guy, Gregory Yurty. Miami Beach police show Yurty is the man seen right there on surveillance video. He appeared in court on Tuesday.
You're a detective. Tell me what stands out about this guy.
Well, he's wearing sliders with socks.
Yeah, socks and sliders, and that would be the first thing I'm walking around. Hey, anybody ever see anybody wearing socks with sliders?
Yeah. Anybody know anybody's got no fashion sense?
Yeah, 23-year-old. What's his name again? I see him in socks and sliders all the time.
Oh, can you take me to his house real quick?
Authorities said once Yurty took the keys, he and others used a rented black Cadillac Escalade to cruise the parking garage before some exited the SUV and drove off in the other vehicles. Detectives say they tracked the rental vehicle's history, which ultimately led them to Yurty, who has several other alleged offenses dating back to last year.
Daniel is right in the chat room. He's acting like he thought there were those lasers like you see on movies. They have to crawl under them. And once he got in the key room, we're free.
Very Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't drop down off a wire in the ceiling.
Yeah, a movie y'all probably don't like. Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Never saw it. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, what is the name of that movie?
Crimson Tide?
No, because she's...
for Red October?
She's showing that ass, going in and out of the lasers. I remember seeing... it had one word...
Entrapment.
Entrapment, yeah.
Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah, I've seen it, yeah. And there is that scene where she's practicing getting through the lasers and wearing very tight-fitting clothes and... the prime of Catherine Zeta-Jones' life, the prime of her life.
That's a good prime.
So if you had Entrapment, Jurassic Park, you go Entrapment, right?
Time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart. As we all know, there's no off season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Auburn, join us over on thebarnauburn.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on thebarnauburn.com.
Take the Next Round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store. Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, we start the show on a Thursday with this question. How gutsy do you feel today?
I mean, it's round one of the NFL draft.
How gutsy?
Springtime.
Gutsy do I feel?
I'm about to do something. I haven't done it more than a take. Oh, I don't know about that.
I remember to bring my dad's.
Now, here's the
last thing he
thing.
gave me. This jelly that he had made before he went in the hospital. The jelly jam is how he described it. I went through a variety of fruits. Brown said it has an apricot look. I
It
hit
does.
that one.
It's got a honey look, too.
Yeah.
I hit plum. I hit apple. I hit
He said no to all those.
muscadine.
Yep.
I hit it all. He said no to all of that.
Can we let Chili try it first? Yeah. I get home
All I
last
have to do
night.
is leave it on the counter, and Chili would open it.
Chili has opened the pantry, gotten a bottle of olive oil out, has opened the olive oil. It's all over
Did he have a couple of lady dogs over? They were throwing olive
It's-
oil on each other, sliding around?
Hey, brand new rug in the living room. I'm not going to tell you what the rug costs. Rug's gone now.
Yep.
So not only did the olive oil get on the rug, Chili has eaten the olive oil off the rug and pulled clumps of the rug out.
Of course.
Yeah.
And now, as dogs do, you'll have a nice mess coming up on the other side.
That's right.
All
I'm
that
sure.
olive oil and the rug coming
Oh,
out.
Maddie told me if her stomach flips, her stomach flips. Yeah. So that's a little harsh. But,
Not going to the vet. Not going to the
but
vet.
I will, our only other problem, we were talking about this before, I think the last time I played golf personally was 7 years ago. I think
Yep.
it was 7 or 8 years ago. It was the three of us, David Walls, former colleague, great friend, and we played at the old Heatherwood.
That's right.
And so I'm going to be out there playing today, and I'm afraid, is there any way that comes out the other side?
You're not playing at Heatherwood.
we
You're,
could.
it's
Oh,
I know
closed.
that.
Yeah, I know. I was just clearing out for everyone else.
I was just saying, maybe a dab on it on the Ritz cracker just so we could try to identify the flavor.
I
Are
just
you
want-
going to try too?
I'm not
Okay,
going to not do
Tyler.
it.
I'll do it. It looks like pepper jelly.
Oh.
Well,
Pepper. Now, my dad had a sense of humor where he would.
That's what scares me.
Would love to burn people up, but Brown's right. Once we open it, we'll be able to tell if it's going to be really hot. So
I mean,
I don't
I
know.
would like to smell it first. Yes.
okay, we'll do that right before trash. Remind me to open it. But I brought Ritz crackers and that jelly, and we'll just see if it's any good. He would get a kick out if he's
Yeah.
watching in heaven. He'd
Oh,
get a kick out of
he's
you guys
watching.
trying
Him
it.
and the
Yeah.
possum.
Yeah.
Like he's been talking the possum's ear off.
Yeah.
He's like, go back to Bear, okay? No, hey, I just want you to see my son. I made this jam for him way back in the day.
And they're going to try it today.
Do you like George Jones too? Did you?
I
pass that
never
down?
did.
You didn't like
I
him?
never did.
Is that when James Sr. tells him the joke, or does the possum tell your dad the joke about the jelly and the jam?
I could see the possum dropping that one on Dad, and Dad going, "I knew the punchline."
Why did you not like George Jones?
I don't know. I mean, I heard he's what is it? He stopped loving her today a bazillion times. It's a
One of the-
heartbreaking song.
One of the saddest songs ever.
I liked his slow ones. I didn't like his fast ones. I'll be honest.
Well, do you have some club mix? What was his
Well, I
fast
mean,
one?
The Race is On is one. I thought that was horrible. That was when I was a country music DJ. That was
Yeah.
popular.
Wait, were you a country music DJ?
Yeah, on AM 1500.
Never knew this. I mean, you started working when you were 6. I mean, how old were you?
This was high school and in college.
Have you ever heard of Picture of You Without Me? The George Jones
is
song?
it slow?
It's George Jones. I mean, most of his stuff is slow.
Well, no. Some of the ones I don't like is
Yeah.
the fast ones.
Picture of You Without Me is a good song.
Sort of like Elton John. I don't like
Yeah.
any of Elton John's fast ones.
Like Crocodile Rock.
Oh, heck, that's one of my least favorite songs of all
No, I
time.
don't disagree with you.
Saturday Night.
I'm Still Standing.
Philadelphia Freedom.
Yeah.
all
I'm
right.
Still Standing's okay.
Yeah, but his fast stuff is much
Yeah.
worse than his
Oh,
slow
yeah.
stuff. I had not really thought of that.
Like
You're
I
right.
like George Jones slow.
Yeah.
I like Elton John's slow stuff. I didn't know he sings
Celine Dion?
I didn't know he. Can't stand her. Period. On both sides, both artistically and I'm not a. I don't know. There are certain artists I can't stand their fast stuff. I didn't love George Jones. I did enjoy his gospel stuff that we played in the hospital a little bit.
Yeah.
That Amazing Grace version
He
was
did
pretty
a
darn
good job
good.
with it.
Yeah.
My dad called him No Show Jones. I never knew that was an issue for him.
Oh, yeah.
But, he would
yeah.
just not show up for concerts.
Yeah.
Well, he had a little too much.
Little drinking problem.
That's why I gave Hank Williams Jr. a lot of credit back in his partying days. He would still show up. Now, sometimes the shows,
Yeah.
you didn't know what you would get. He might forget the words, all the lyrics.
That's when you do this. Yeah.
Oh, you let the crowd sing? I hate that, Jim.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever
I
been to
hate
a
that.
show where the guy was so drunk he
I get
couldn't
all
perform?
beat up inside.
Lance, the only time I ever saw Tom Petty which, by the way, was a fantastic concert at Oak Mountain Amphitheater.
God, I wasn't there.
Jim, it was
didn't go.
so good. But he was so stoned, he almost fell off the stage multiple times.
Well, and we didn't realize that fentanyl was part of that, right?
I mean, maybe so. But let me tell you, stoned out of his gourd,
Could still do it.
Tom Petty played one heck of a concert.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Well, we think Tiger Woods was a better golfer when he was
on the pills.
extracurricular.
Yeah.
Man, I can't even text when I've got a really good edible on.
Yeah.
I mean, I really can. Like the font looks different. I'm like, this is like an old English font that I've never seen before. How these guys are doing 2-hour concerts?
Well, I'll tell you,
is amazing.
While you guys were doing trivia last night at Odie's,
By the way, packed house.
I was calling bingo numbers at our church, and I was so giggly because I don't know, sleep deprived, whatever. I was so giggly that Maggie looked at me at one point, and I know what she was thinking. She was thinking, "Are you on an edible right now?"
Were you?
I was not.
Okay.
But I was in one of those.
She doesn't know Punchy Jim like we do.
I swear, I was delirious Jim.
Right.
And
I love Punchy Jim.
I was laughing about everything. I'd be like, 73, and then I'd be like, I-7 or whatever. And she's like, why are you changing your voice? I was like, I don't know. I got to do this for 90 minutes. I'm entertaining myself.
We've got a minimal Punchy Jim today. I think tomorrow it could be full-fledged.
All right.
Yeah, don't sleep tonight.
Yeah.
I don't sleep a lot anyway. So
Hey, you want me to? I don't know if this will choke you up or not. You want something that could choke you up? I don't know.
Oh, by the way, we did have a guy before, speaking of choking up, Alex from Odie's yesterday.
Yeah.
Came up
Good
and he was
dude.
like, man, the first segment of the show Monday, he was like, it was great, but it killed me. He was like, I literally cried.
Oh, man.
I've had a couple people say that.
And then he followed it up. He was like, how did Dunaway, and this word's been said before, so I'll say it. It's very British, so don't get all offended
no.
about it.
Oh, no.
He was like, how did Dunaway get so cunny when his old man is such a man's man?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my brother he hunts fish, a Marine, and then there's me.
So
I don't
RTD4
know.
says, Jimmy D, Monday night as I was driving to Haleyville for my grandmother's funeral, Take It to the Limit came on my playlist, and it has never played on my playlist before.
That song right now.
That's pretty cool.
It just hits hard right now. That song does.
Have you heard it since we talked about it the
No,
other day?
once I brought it up, those 4 days in a row, once I brought it up, I have not heard it since. And
So anyway, we're going to say it was going to get him emotional. I hijacked that. Okay,
that was
Take It to
it.
the Limit.
Yeah, Take It to the Limit.
no,
I mean,
that song right now, it just hits because I have so many memories of walking down and seeing mom and dad and that group dancing downstairs to that song. It was just that period of
Did
time.
they take it to the limit?
one more time.
Hey, they were teenagers in love, and they're probably mid-20s then. It's weird to go back and think how old they actually were at certain times.
Well,
in
I was
my
trying to
life.
think about that.
know.
When you were
Yeah.
talking about the 70s, I went back to that, and I was thinking about, like, that's not a decade. Like, decade's okay. I think there's better decades. But I was trying to figure out how old your man was in the 70s. I guess he was in his 20s, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, when you got in your 40s, did it ever occur to you that I'm the age now that my parents were when I was a kid? Now, maybe not yours were a little bit closer.
I
but-
do that.
And you're like, God, I thought my parents were so old.
Oh, yeah.
I'm that age now.
100%.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
But
Yeah.
if you guys had, because I ran across somebody a couple of years ago, and they were like, I'm about to turn 30, and I'm really worried about my 30s. I'm like, 30s were awesome.
They're fantastic.
Like, I don't know if you guys could rank decades, much like you ranked where you would want to live, or what decade you'd want to live in. Like, I've always said, I love my teenage years. My 20s were awesome. My 30s were a little bit better. My 40s were my best years.
I was about to say 40s. I really enjoyed because
I
that's
had
where I
s-
really started making.
Yeah, I had some money and
Yeah.
and figured out life a little bit.
yeah. Zach, who lives to crush us, so the compliments mean more when he does, said, both fathers passing and the show send-offs for them are the best the show has ever been. I cried in my office Monday and the day Lance talked about his father passing.
I was going to say that when Chuck passed and we had him on the set here, and I do sort of envy you because you had these experiences afterwards of spreading his ashes and working through that and all that.
Well, he's still in my closet. We had.
He's not going to come out of the
Well,
closet.
you get. I mean, it should be a lot easier with boys.
Yeah.
Like if you have siblings and you've got a couple of girls in there, they're going to wrench the plans up. But 3 brothers and me, so 4 total. We could never like plan this thing out. So he's still
Some
in
of
my
it
closet.
made it with that couple down to the Gulf, right?
No, they went to Key West.
Okay,
So
yeah.
Chuck is, he's out there in Caribbean somewhere, but I've still got
But also your closet.
the massive Chuck. And I thought about just sending a text thread and saying, here's where we're doing it. You guys show up. If you don't, you don't.
Jennifer Coolidge had an interesting way of doing it. You could have done
She
that.
did it. Blew back on everybody.
It
though,
did,
right?
yeah.
Let
that's
me
not great.
suggest this.
But I think
you don't
you-
watch Hacks, do you?
I've never seen it.
Okay, it's HBO Max, I think, on that streaming service.
It
So I'm-
popped up on something I was watching to watch next.
Yeah, it
So I
prob-
finished something.
You probably got sent there because of something, right?
Yeah.
New season 4. So in season 2 is where I'm at right now. Her father has passed, and she has his ashes in a tennis ball container, and she's traveling across America.
That's
and,
not the way to do it.
And she sprinkles it out. And here's the Grand Canyon. Dad, you always wanted to go to the Caribbean. Here's the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Just a little bit as she travels throughout the rest of her life.
There's Chuck getting spread out in Key West. Who was that, Lance, that did that for us?
So Chief's brother-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, wearing an extra shirt.
Joe
thank
and
you.
Kelly did a great job.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's cool. So I would just suggest with the Taylor boys, like when you went to Hawaii, take a little. you should have taken a little to
I
Hawaii.
shoulda.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chuck ever went to
Do you have
Hawaii,
to declare
but-
human remains if you're traveling like that?
You're
you don't
supposed
have
to.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, I
But
mean,
you
if-
put
I mean,
it in
they were trying to get us for fruit on the way back, so I would think if you're bringing
You
some
got
dude's
human remains?
cranium, they're
well, I
probably
mean,
going to say something.
If you just pack up a little bit,
Yeah, no, I
in
think
a
it's a
pill
good
bottle,
idea.
there's no way they're going to.
I think this is a really good idea. We had talked about doing a show in every 50 or all 50 states.
We did talk about
did.
that one
We've
time.
got to get on that because I think our time's going to run out.
We have
But
got
I'm
to
just
get
saying
on
we
that.
I could sprinkle a little in every state.
I remember
got
when
to
we,
get on that.
when we went to Ocean City, we're like, all right, Maryland's off the list. Where are we going next?
Maryland's off the list.
Yeah.
We need to pull out a map one day. I'll draw it. And
Okay, I know we've done Florida, Georgia, Texas,
California.
Maryland, Louisiana,
Nevada.
Nevada,
did you say Tennessee?
Tennessee. He did not.
Tennessee. Then we got 8.
We probably should be writing these down. Okay, start over.
I think that
Well,
so.
the good news is it's recorded.
Alabama, Florida,
Don't bring your technology.
Georgia, Tennessee, Maryland, Texas, Nevada, California.
Louisville. Daniel reminds Dunaway and I were in Louisville, so that's Kentucky.
Okay, Kentucky's off the list.
Yep.
We did it from
Arizona. Yep. You did Arizona.
Well, I mean, we did Arizona.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Does this go back to our radio days? Do we count
Yeah,
radio days
I think
too?
we do.
Yeah.
RTD4 says Indiana. Did you guys
Yep.
do Indiana?
Indianapolis.
Oh, Indianapolis. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Nick Saban took us a lot of places.
Oh, he did. Thank you,
God
Alabama
bless Nick
football.
He
Saban.
really did. It looks like Nate Oates and Bruce Pearl might do the same, though,
They
right?
might. I mean,
Did you
technically-
do one from Washington?
You did Minneapolis.
I did Minnesota, but
Yep.
it was just me.
No, it's okay. Let's
Yeah,
count it.
that's
Let's
part
count
of
it.
it. We
We're going to
gotta
have to do
count
that to count it.
Yeah.
You did New York or New Jersey. Were you ever in New
Yeah.
York doing the show?
No, I didn't
All right,
do
but put
Jersey.
Jersey down.
New Jersey.
You were in
Have we done
Cleveland,
Ohio?
so do Ohio. Yep.
We
Has
have
there
not
been
done a
any
show.
reason to go to Mississippi? It's right there.
We've never done Mississippi, though, I don't
Okay.
think.
Yeah, we could do something in Starkville or
Yeah.
Oxford. I'd be all
we
about
got to
it.
do the casinos at one point.
Yeah.
Pearl
We'll
River,
figure that out.
Biloxi. Somebody's got to do it.
You know,
did it. I mean,
but
it wasn't
I did
us,
it, and
but-
Dunaway actually called in break because we had a hot mic. You remember that, me and Ian?
Yeah, for the guy who tried to get you fired. I mean, here we go. I'm calling and trying to save
the old
you.
hot mic.
Yeah.
Well, that was before we were together. You didn't want a hot mic situation with me.
No, I was looking out.
So
for
what do
you.
we got? 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
All right, we're
Pavlik
close.
says Brown went to Michigan for
Yeah.
some action.
But I didn't do the show. I mean, I called in. I don't think we can count that.
You do anything in Nebraska?
Called in, but I don't think we can count that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have some rules on this. I think I called in from South Dakota too. You know, remember when I
wait.
was in Mono, I stayed in South Dakota. What?
We've done Louisiana. We've all been down for the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah. Rusty Nail.
Yeah, I called in. Well, I said Louisiana.
Oh,
Yeah, because we did one from a studio radio station
That's
there
right.
too.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Remember, I did the call in from Pennsylvania.
yeah. I don't know if we want to count call-ins though. I'd kind of like to be a little more strict on this.
Okay, no Collins then. That's.
I think we can knock this out though.
You think we can finish this? What's going to take us to either of the Dakotas, and I'll even go either of the Carolinas.
Well, I think. Oh, South Carolina's a great state. Well, North Carolina, we could do.
we're not going to do a road show at the Duke Mayo Bowl.
I mean, North Carolina might be in the SEC
I was about to
one
say
day.
when they get added to the SEC, we'll just go do a show there.
Yeah.
I mean, the Idahos are going to be tough. The New Hampshires.
What about Wyoming?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful state.
It is
I don't know why
beautiful
we'd be
state.
out there.
Any of the small little states up around New York.
Oh, yeah, New Hampshire, Rhode Island,
Yeah,
all those.
any of those. Like we've lucked into New Jersey here. That's it. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
that's been a lucky,
Random basketball
lucky
road trip.
random trip there. Yeah. I mean, Virginia. What will ever take us to Virginia?
I'll tell you the coolest thing, if we were, independently wealthy, which we're not, is having that Madden Cruiser that we talked about.
Yeah,
so much fun.
just Johnson RV sending us on the road. It would be fantastic.
Can we make that pledge? Can we make that pledge that if one of us either stumbles into an amazing business opportunity that makes us millions, or we win the lottery or whatever, that we'll do that for
Yeah.
each other? We'll rent an RV or just buy it and then sell it when we're done.
Well, I
whatever.
think the way to do it is we could do our 40 and 40 countdown on the road.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted us to do
40
all
straight shows?
16 campuses in the summer, and we go there and we
campus tour.
and we set it up like they used to, like Herb and them used to do, Skyriders, and we just
Yeah.
go there and
Live from
yeah.
Starkville,
we find
Mississippi.
a bar and we do the shows at night instead of in the day, and we get the coaches to come by. Whether they're
Where are
heads
you
or
guys,
assistants.
though, on Bullet and Chili on the Madden
It's
Cruiser?
a hard pass for me. I got to sell this thing
Okay,
if
so
I'm the
we're-
one that makes the
so
money.
we're going to need 2 cruisers.
I'm like Willie Nelson and family. I'm Willie and the family's on the other.
The rest of us are going to be on the Roy bus, and you're going to be on the front bus. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Johnson RV. We just knocked off 15 states that we've done shows from. and
Wait
counting.
a
Also
minute.
brings up the Charlotte Airport
That's
show.
right.
Does that count for North
yes,
Carolina?
it counts.
gotta count.
Yeah,
North
100%.
Carolina, yep.
Charlotte Airport show. Zach said there's still crime scene tape up at the Wicked Weed Bar last time I flew through.
Yeah.
That was a wild
That was a
show.
deep dive.
That was a deep dive show. Yes, you got to
16.
put that one in there.
Yeah, Johnson RV can take you to the, we've got 16, so do the math for me. How many more do we have? 34?
34, Jim.
34.
Unless you count D.C., 35.
Yep.
And if we add Canada, 36.
That would be a
Never
good
know.
show.
What about we try to own Guam now?
Guam and Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Johnston RV can get you to most of those places. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. That's where we'll get our RV when we do this. We'll go up and see Nick and say, Nick, get us one, man, that can get us across America. He's got those motor homes, those toy haulers, prices for everyone, as low as $129 a month. Why wait, man? Life is short. Go see America this summer in an RV from Johnston RV Center. Covered with a lifetime warranty on everything that is new and pre-owned, qualifying pre-owned. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, JohnstonRVCenter.com.
I just had one of the strangest and nicest
Okay.
things posed to me ever. Our man Brett from New Mexico. I can carry some of Chuck around the country for you.
Yep.
That would be cool.
I mean, seriously. I mean,
Yeah,
I
just
think
give him a
it-
pill
Do you
bottle.
have some of James Sr.?
I don't.
He was buried. He wasn't cremated.
Wasn't cremated. No, that was why I was envious of Chuck, was that
Because you want to be cremated.
I will be cremated.
I will too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get lost in translation on that. So did James Sr. want to be buried?
He did, and Mom is going to be buried as well per his wishes
Next to him.
next to him.
Yeah.
But we gave away one. My grandmother planned a lot of this out, buying some spots,
Right.
and I am going to, allow either other family members to have mine or
Those damn
sell-
things are expensive.
Yeah, or let them sell it off. But I'm going dust in the wind, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Brown?
Yeah, I mean, y'all can
No,
knock
no,
out
no.
some other states with me.
Yeah,
If I
sure.
go, y'all can be like,
Lance.
Jim, you always wanted to see South Dakota. Here we go. You always wanted to go to the Kibbe Dome. Here you go.
I am. I have told my wife multiple times. I do not care if you're still around, and I believe my wife will be. I don't care what you do when I die. I'm not going to be there.
That's right.
But I would say I would prefer the land that is used for graveyards to be used for golf courses. And for that reason, I would prefer to be cremated.
Yeah, that's the thing I think about. Like, I mean, sooner or later we're going to run out of land.
That's right.
I
And
know. I've said this on the air before. One of the reasons I chose to do that, not just the land thing, though. If you drive through outskirts into New York City and you see just acres of tombstones, you're like, gosh, all these people here, they got to be buried somewhere. But my grandmother would take me to a graveyard twice a year, and we'd waste a beautiful sunny Saturday.
That's right.
painting and pulling weeds and doing stuff around
every
the grave
weekend.
of,
I did
of
it.
people I never met.
Yeah,
That's
Maplesville.
Right. Decoration Day. Would they call it Decoration Day? A lot of churches did that.
Usually
around
before
Memorial
Easter
Day.
and then some other time.
But I remember just walking around and trying to find like fun passages or different things on the tombstone.
Yeah.
Because I was so bored. And then I get scolded if I walked on somebody's grave. And
But
I'm
you
like,
can't figure it out. I mean, I did this the other day. I was like, I was trying to walk from where my dad was being buried back to someone else, and I was like, okay, it looks like the grave's over here,
right?
But then on this side, it looks like these people, the graves on this side. Like, give me a pathway.
I think every American should go to Arlington Cemetery at least once and really take that in. I think those are important. And the cemetery in France, the beaches of Normandy, that is United States, territory. Those are important because that reminds you of a price that has been paid.
100%.
For our freedom, right?
That's a different thing.
No, I agree completely. But beside that, like one of my favorite verses in the Bible is when the angel shows up at the tomb and he goes, "Why are you seeking the living among the dead?" And that's the way I've always looked at it is I ain't going to be dead, man. I'm going to be living somewhere else. So why do I want to be among dead people?
That's right. That's right.
I mean, that's just, I don't want to be buried.
That's right. And I don't want to waste a good Saturday of having somebody come by and look at my
right.
headstone.
Well, they really do it. One of my best friends passed away 22 years ago. I've been to his gravesite twice. But when I am in a graveyard or a cemetery, I always look for the oldest headstone, too.
Yeah, you can usually find that. It's usually closer to the wooded area, the weeds or whatever.
That's right, where they first started.
Tilted a little bit. Hasn't been maintained ways. Hey, show brought to you by a couple of great folks here. Before we jump into some NFL draft talk, Matt Mosley joins us at 10 o'clock, hour 2, 10 Central. The show being brought to you by Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City, great guy who will get on your roof absolutely free and give you a free, no-cost, no-obligation roof inspection. That's where it all starts, guys. 205-542-3531. 542-3531. Greg from Pell City on Facebook. But that's his cell number. If you don't want to talk to him, you can text him. However you want to do it, just to get Greg out to your house to check out your roof and find out if you got a problem up there or anything that needs to be corrected or fixed. He'll be honest with you and take care of you. He's got a builder's license, so if you got some storm damage or just want some kind of repair done, he can do that as well. Full roof replacements when it ages out. Roofing repairs, storm damage. He handles it all. A+ rated, great with the insurance providers. Can help you walk through the process of how to get the most from your insurance company. It's all from Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City right there. Also, our friends at NASCAR, Brownie. Tell us about NASCAR.
It is the Jack Link's 500 weekend this weekend in Talladega, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. The president of the Speedway, Brian Crichton, will join us a little bit later on, and he'll update you on everything that's going on this weekend. But it all starts tomorrow over in Talladega. Again, if you have lived here any amount of time and have never been to the Talladega Superspeedway, you are cheating yourself. That's all I'll tell you. Go see it this weekend. There is still time to get a spot. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. It is Jack Link's 500 weekend this weekend. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Where anything can happen.
It can.
I love that. So here, the draft's tonight, 7 o'clock, ESPN, ABC, NFL Network, wherever you want to watch it, from Green Bay. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players here. Some of our favorite, most talked about college players from this past year. And I'm going to throw out their name, and you tell me where you think they end up going, okay?
All right.
You're talking about like what franchise?
city?
What franchise
Okay.
they end up going with,
Could be
okay?
a blind guess. by
Oh,
me.
it is absolutely a blind guess, but I feel like after the first 3 picks, the whole draft is crazy. Like everyone, it's almost 100% Cam Ward's going to the Titans. It's almost 100% Travis is going to Cleveland.
Yep.
And then it's, probably 95% that Abdul is going to go to the Giants.
Yep.
And then after that,
All bets
Well,
are off.
I think it will be Will Campbell to New England. From what I've heard, the top 4 pretty much slotted right now. And then Jacksonville at 5. It gets, with Liam Cohen, new head coach, it gets a little crazy.
okay, so I'm going to go possibility right there. I'll go Ashton Genty first. He's mentioned with Jacksonville there. Where do you think Ashton Genty ends up, LT?
Well, I think if they're smart, I think they will take him because I think you need another weapon for Trevor Lawrence. ETN's been okay when healthy. Bigsby's been a nice backup. But Genty is going to be, to me, all world. We'll see what happens. Liam Cohen and the Jaguars, for what people are saying, they are taking a long, hard look right now at Ashton Genty.
So that would be your
so
projection.
I would go there. He's not going to make it. I don't think he makes it past Vegas.
ESPN's got him as the 3rd best available. I mean, so in other words, nobody's been drafted, obviously. So the better way of saying that is the 3rd best player in the draft currently. Is where ESPN has him.
I mean, but
that's saying something there
if
now.
the Giants did him at number 3, I mean, that's basically them
Make up for
replacing
Saquon.
Yeah.
Well, a lot cheaper Saquon.
It would
So, I
be.
mean, you could save face if you're the Giants. I mean, you got Daniel Jones out. You got to figure out quarterback. You got to figure it out maybe for this year with Russell Wilson. But if Genty came in and plays like I think he will, I think Giants fans would be like, okay.
Let's assume both play to a number 3 pick level. Which one impacts the game more? Abdul Carter as a rush end or Ashton Genty as a running back?
Probably Carter.
Probably Carter, unless I've already got Carter, and they do in Thibodeau. I mean, he's not the same level, but they've got an edge guy in Thibodeau. Both Etienne and Thibodeau mentioned as possible trade guys, depending if the Giants will go with Carter and
Yeah,
Jaguars
Thibodeau has
go
not
with-
lived up to the hype.
Yeah. But, I mean, I watched the Eagles this year, and I'm like, God, Saquon Barkley was
the game
I mean,
changer.
they don't win the Super Bowl without
Well,
that
I'm telling
guy.
you, again, you know it always comes back to the Rams, but when the Rams were running the football, it's a completely different offense. Like,
That's right.
In today's football, you've got to be able to, keep the defense off balance.
Okay, I'll go. Here's one that really started. It was great 2 years ago. Started off well. Tator McMillan, big receiver from Arizona, had a great start to his season and then sort of faltered.
Yeah, I've seen him all the way as early as Jacksonville at number 5 because Liam Cohen, who was with your Bucks, loves Mike Williams, and they think that McMillan can be another Mike Williams. So that is a possibility. I will not defer to Jacksonville again, or at least I'll not try to. But McMillan, I've seen him fall all the way to the end of the first round. So he's kind of a fascinating guy. I will say...
I'll tell you where I got him going. I got him going to the Cowboys.
That's where DJ has him.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Number 12.
Because isn't he bigger?
Yeah, he's big.
He's opposite of
Yeah.
what C.D. Lamb brings, right?
But is there a chance San Francisco's right in front of Dallas? Is there a chance San Francisco's looking for a receiver?
I don't think so. I had a conversation with a San Francisco fan the other day about the receiver situation.
Yeah.
Thinks Ricky Pearsall is going to be really good.
Okay.
You got Ayuk, Jawan Jennings. I mean, you've still got some guys there, although you lost Deebo Samuel.
That organization.
Which is why I asked.
I'm going to go Chargers. They went receiver last year in the second round, and boy, you talking about getting a steal in the draft, and they did that last year. So I'm going to go Chargers.
All right.
Ironically, Tampa Bay, with Evans and Godwin, we're pretty good at receiver, and the kid we got from Washington, but we're sort of getting old too. Like, it wouldn't bother me if we had another receiver drafted, if somebody was available, like Emeka Egbuka, who now I will throw out there for you. Where's Egbuka end up, you think? Because to me, he is the most NFL ready, play day one guy.
Well, he's
in the
probably
draft.
the most experienced wide receiver out there. I mean, I don't even know if that's a question. I don't know where he goes, though.
I'll tell you where DJ's got him. He's got him teaming up with his former teammate in Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah, how good would that be for Kyler Murray to have Marvin here, assuming Ibuka's any good?
There's Daniel's mock draft up there.
I mean,
So you give me Egbuka and Harrison.
and Marvin Harrison Jr. If Kyler Murray can't make it, I mean, assuming Ibuka's.
Yeah, I just wonder if Egbuka will be the third or fourth receiver, maybe even the fifth receiver off the board, because I think Golden, based on the speed out of Texas.
I saw somebody had Golden going to Arizona.
Oh,
so
yeah?
they must really be looking at
I
somebody
think
to go opposite of
McMillan,
Marvin.
Golden, maybe Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State. He just popped up on the screen. How weird is that?
Yep.
Trey Harris, Luther Burden. I think Egbuka goes before those guys. But I'm not sold he's 100% in the first round.
Yeah.
And he just popped up. Look at this. Weird.
What are you doing, Lance?
I mean, you're just reading ESPN's television screen down here.
Lance on teleprompter.
Hey, he does have. I didn't realize Egbuka had the Ohio State record for receptions, 205.
I bet he doesn't hold that. Well, I don't know.
I would have thought Chris Carter would be
Yeah,
that guy.
that's true.
He's
The guy,
played for 3-4
the guy
years.
is so consistent. I mean,
He
to me,
is.
he's a route runner, a lot like
Cooper
Devontae, Cooper Kupp. There's our buddy Bucky Brooks is top 5 receivers: Travis Hunter, McMillan, who we just talked about, Golden, who's a speed demon, Egbuka, and Luther Burden III, who stock has dropped tremendously. How about Tyler Warren? Remember how good he was? Where would you go with Tyler Warren?
Well, I would love for him to go out west. He's not going to last that long.
To the Rams?
Yeah, I think Warren probably goes to the Jets at 7.
Wow, that'd be early.
Yeah. Well, I think you need a playmaker for Justin Fields, and you've got to get this offense going for the Jets. So I could see, if not, the Chicago Bears want him bad. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Chicago found a way to trade up to get him.
So DJ says the Jets are down to Armand Membu, the tackle out of Missouri, or Tyler Warren. And then he's got Mimbu going to the Jets and Tyler Warren going to the Bears. So you nailed that one, according to DJ anyway.
I really wanted him at Tampa Bay. No way he drops. Where are we? We keep making the playoffs, so 19th.
I know.
Daniel has the Bucks going with Matthew Golden.
I don't know what the Bears do, though. The Bears haven't drafted a defensive player in the first round over the last 5 drafts. The offensive line gave up 68 sacks last year, but you need weapons for Caleb Williams, too. I mean, the Bears need everything.
Okay, so that leaves us with 3 quarterbacks on my list here. Let's go Jaxson Dart first. Where do you think Jaxson ends up? I got him New Orleans.
I look at New Orleans because they definitely, although what did somebody say, Spencer Rattler's better than any of these quarterbacks?
Well, somebody said none of these quarterbacks in the top 7, and that got you to Spencer Rattler, top 7 for last year, which got you to Spencer Rattler.
I did read that, including Cam Ward, that there are teams that have 0 first-round grades on all these quarterbacks, including
I wouldn't
Cam
be surprised at that,
Yeah, if you're the Saints, is 9 a little ambitious? I mean, look, they've had 8 different quarterbacks over the last 4 seasons. They've missed the playoffs in 4 straight seasons. They are in desperation mode. They've got to find their next quarterback. If you're completely in love with him, I guess you reach at 9. But if not, I think you trade back and you take a chance that he falls. I mean, for Jaxson Dart to go in the top 10, that would be one of the biggest dissensions we've ever seen.
I've never seen him play top 10 football.
Me either.
But, I mean, New Orleans is a place that needs a quarterback. I just don't know if they take it that early.
DJ has him going to the Giants after a trade.
Shedeur Sanders, where does he end up? Does he go tonight first?
I think he is going to go in the first 32.
Do you have a feeling that all this bad pub was just teams throwing it out there to try to get him to drop to them
Maybe.
to a certain spot?
I mean, for some of the scalding remarks, I mean, so deep and personal, it's either, they really believe that, they've got some kind of grudge against Sanders' family, or, they want him to drop. So when you look, normally a guy like this falls to a team that's in a pretty good quarterback situation but is looking for the quarterback of the future. 32, Philadelphia doesn't need that with Hurts. Patrick Mahomes at 31, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson. 26 in the Rams. Hate to go back to him, but Matt Stafford's got a year or 2 left, so I would not be shocked. I think the Rams will end up trading back, but I wouldn't be shocked if they take their quarterback of the future. Right in front, 25, Houston with Stroud, 24, Minnesota with JJ, 23, Jordan Love at Green Bay. I mean, none of these teams need quarterback of the future. They've got their quarterbacks.
He's hinted that on a podcast, he's hinted that he will go to Pittsburgh.
Well, that
was my next team I was about to get to.
That's where DJ has him, and Pittsburgh is... I mean, it's wild right now. The Mason Rudolph is their quarterback at this moment, but that could change at any moment with Aaron Rodgers.
The only thing I would say, if Pittsburgh takes him, throw all this stuff out the window that was said because the Rooneys do their due diligence.
Yep.
Mike Tomlin, he is not going to put up with the BS. He's just not. And so they will make sure if they're drafting their quarterback of the future, they feel really comfortable that this guy is going to be a leader and he's going to be able to continue to get them to the postseason year in and year out.
Since Andre Smith went first round to the Bengals, Alabama's had at least 1 first-round pick 16 straight years. Taylor has a nice graphic out on our social media platform. Not all the first-round picks, but at least 1 from every draft over the last 16 years. So Alabama trying to make it 17 years in a row. My first question is, do you think an Alabama player goes in the first round?
I think they will.
It's close.
But, I think that this is one of those dicey situations where you've got 3 guys, and we kind of talked about this yesterday. Any of those 3 or all 3 can go in the first round. The latest mock draft that I looked at, Field Yates with Mel Kiper, including his intel, they have 1 Alabama player going in the first round, and that was actually Tyler Booker.
Yeah.
And I forgot it was somewhere in the 20s, but had Campbell falling out of the first round, didn't have Milroe in the first round. I think they'll get 1. I just don't know who that 1 is. I lean it's Campbell.
DJ has Booker at 25 to the Texans, being the first Alabama player off the board, and then the dead last pick of the first round tonight, Jod Campbell going to the Eagles, which would be a good spot for him, obviously.
They love SEC players.
Yep.
Keep an eye on the Cowboys who need interior linemen. They pick at 12. They need some lineman help, specifically guard. Look for them to trade back maybe and then take a Tyler Booker.
DJ says it's the shoulder surgery that's killing Campbell right now. He's like, if it weren't for that surgery, he'd be much, much higher, but he's got him going 32nd.
Yeah, well.
So somebody might get a steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shoulder's important when you're hitting.
Yeah,
Jalen Milroe, does he go tonight? And where do you think eventually he ends up landing?
I think Milroe's going to go in the second round. And, it's just interesting. Like, does Cleveland take a flyer on a quarterback in the first round? Do the Giants take a flyer on the – there's so many teams at the front end, including Las Vegas, New Orleans. I mean, you've got all these teams, the Jets, they're picking the top 10 of the second round. So that would be a great destination, any of those teams. So I think Milroe's going to fall out of the first. I think he goes top 10 picks of the second round.
Brown, do you agree? Milroe out of the first?
Yeah, I think he's out of the first. I think he'll go very early day 2. I'm with Lance.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to watch tonight, NFL draft. More draft talk as we move on. There's the top quarterbacks. Milroe ahead of Kyle McCord, but 4th on the board, according to Bucky Brooks there.
A little surprised he doesn't have Tyler Shuck in that top 5. I had a friend from Atlanta text me last night, and he's like, why is Jalen Milroe doing this to himself? Why would he put himself in the torture chamber of the green room, knowing more than likely he doesn't go in the first round? What is y'all's take on that?
I think he has been told that there are a couple of teams late in the draft that are interested in him as the quarterback of the future. And who knows? Maybe one of those is Pittsburgh.
Is that not one of the more awkward things to watch in sports?
It is quite awkward. Yeah, that guy just sitting there and people picking everybody around him but him.
Yep.
And he just falls and falls and falls, and he's on his phone. He's getting hugs. I mean, it's tough, yeah.
I mean, we saw it. I don't know if you guys remember Brady Quinn back in the day.
Yeah.
Never thought he was going to be a good quarterback. But a lot of people thought he was going to go in the top 10. He falls all the way into the 20s. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is the one that sticks to me.
Will Levis, which we all were like, hey, we knew this.
Yeah,
How does Will not know this?
Why was he there?
Shedeur is not even there. He's planned a long time ago not to be there. He'll be in Texas at a big shindig going on there. More draft coming up. Mosley starts hour 2. When we come back, some college football news to get to. The show being brought to you by a couple of great folks. One of them, our friends at Bojangles, Brownie.
That is right. One of the great decisions at lunch for you can be those Bo Bites from Bojangles. Bite-sized, hand-breaded chicken, fried to crispy perfection, perfect for sharing, snacking, or when you are on the go. Just don't call it a nugget. The only hard part, choosing from 6 dipping sauces, one for every craving, from the creamy house-made ranch to the sweet and spicy peach honey pepper sauce. It just depends on the mood you are in. Head to your nearest Bojangles. Discover the dippable, shareable, craveable Bo Bites. It's Bo time.
Cleveland, Boston, Houston all winning the NBA last night. If you want to make plays tonight with another triple header, you can do that at lanceslock.com. Lanceslock.com, brought to you by Hemp Hill. Any draft props or anything like that?
Yeah, working on draft props. The only NBA playoff action we had last night, we had the Rockets. Easy winner. Jalen Green shows up, goes off for 38. So another winner in the NBA postseason. We will have more winners up there. We will have first-round props tonight. NFL draft. It's all available at lanceslock.com. $100 gets you the entire month. Everything. Major League Baseball, NBA playoffs, NFL draft tonight, majors coming up. What's our next golf major, by the way?
It's PGA Championship in May.
PGA Championship coming up in May. $100 gets you everything. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services, 205-229-2090. Remember, whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train, and right now, get that HVAC checked out. It's not up. Not running the right way, $1,000 off new HVAC plus 0% financing from our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
You could win a Cadillac CT5 or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Cadillac CT5 and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings April 5th and 6th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older, must be present to win.
Hey, you. days warming up. Looking like spring. And at New Balance Birmingham, we've got the thing. What pops and what's fresh? Check the selects. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
The road to the Indy 500 runs through Birmingham, May 2nd through the 4th. The fastest IndyCar drivers in the world, O'Ward, Dixon, and Newgarden will put their skills to the test with one goal in mind: victory. Witness Miss America Abby Stockard give the most iconic command in all of racing as the Grand Marshal. May starts here. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours today.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Last night, packed house at Odie's for trivia.
Boy, it was.
The question was...
Oh, it's a good one. I want everybody to chime in on this. What came first, John Cena or Star Wars? And just for reference, I knew the year Star Wars came out, so I went to Google to make sure the actual date, and it kept taking me back to the Star Wars 6 or 7 or New Hopes and New Horizons and all this kind of stuff. The first Star Wars is the first Star Wars. I don't care what anybody says. It's Star Wars.
All right.
So that first Star Wars is now called The New Hope. So if you kept getting results for A New Hope, that was the one.
Well, no, it says it's episode 4.
Well, yeah, they changed it.
Okay, but it's not because it came out first.
The original with...
The original movie that came out. The
Star
very
Wars.
first one.
With the
you Star Wars nerds know what I'm talking about.
Going through space.
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
Yes, that is A New Hope, episode
Harrison
4.
Ford, Carrie Fisher, Chewie,
All right, whatever.
Greedo.
The very, very, very first one that anybody could see in a theater
John
was what year?
Cena or Star Wars? What actually made their debut first? Did Cena crown before Star Wars patrons were able to buy tickets? Which, I don't know if you know this, a lot of people stumbled into Star Wars because I forgot what else opened. And it was so busy, they were like, I'm going to go see this Star Wars thing.
Really?
And then it was word of mouth.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
1977 Star Wars in my head. Maybe that's wrong, but it seems to be close. I'm going to say Star Wars, Cena by 1 year over Star Wars.
I think Star Wars maybe same year as Cena, but a couple months before.
You think Star Wars a couple months before Cena?
Yeah.
So we talked about Cena yesterday. Very impressive 17 World Championships. 48 years old yesterday, April 23rd, 1977.
Okay.
Star Wars, Memorial Day weekend, 1977, May 25th.
Yeah, I figured
so
it was
Cena a month older than Star Wars.
Summer releases used to be a thing, and I felt like that was a summer release.
God, they used to be so fun.
Yeah.
So much better than they are now, Tyler.
Yeah. Sorry, Tyler.
Old man talk there.
You missed it, Tyler.
Odie's good, whether you're young, old. We saw all types last night.
That's
Brown.
right, we did.
22 teams at trivia last night. It was an absolutely packed house, but get in all weekend long. Live music on Fridays and Saturdays. Great place to watch the NBA postseason. Enjoy incredible food from Rodney Davis, including the wings, the burgers, the sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Get in and see Will Haver, Birmingham Institution, O.D. Stafford.
Yeah, by the way, the show also being brought to you by Alexander Shunnarah. An update on our first football game that we'll see this year after you tell us about Shunnarah.
I can't get here soon enough. Shunnarah is a guy that we've all known for a long time, and you have as well if you've lived in Birmingham for any amount of time. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys started 24 years ago in Birmingham, and they've grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members, and recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case.
Hall of Fame game will be July 31st, 7 o'clock. Hall of Fame game usually on NBC now, right?
Yeah. It moved to the NFL Network, but I think it's NBC now.
Yeah. Maybe it's I think it's NBC.
Okay.
Chargers Lions, or Lions Chargers, as the graphic says. Canton, Ohio, coming up July the 31st, induction weekend. That includes Antonio Gates. And I think we maybe guessed the Chargers would be in this game.
Yeah, based on everybody being inducted.
I will go on to tell you, the Chargers are going to win the West this year.
Okay.
Oh, so they're the best in the West.
I think they are the best in the West. I think Kansas City, although they played in the Super Bowl, I think they're trending in the wrong direction. 11 wins in Harbaugh's first season. Their defense only gave up 17.7 per game. That was first in the NFL. And I think when they get another weapon alongside Ladd McConkey, I think this team's going to be really, really good.
Another weapon alongside Ladd McConkey.
Ladd McConkey was a stud last year.
I'm just saying. That's what you just said.
Yeah, it does sound weird. Yeah.
Herbert's the quarterback, and you guys seem to diss on him sometimes.
No, I think he's great in the regular season.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it just doesn't equate. I mean, he had the second best touchdown to interception ratio in the NFL last season. I mean, he had 23 touchdowns, only 3 picks. I mean, he was great, but they just can't win in the postseason.
One of the best defenses in the history of football, any level, 85 Bears. Steve McMichaels died yesterday, 67, long bout with ALS at the end of his life. That was such a special year. A lot of you too young to remember the 85 Bears. But that season, and
I hated them, though.
I did too. For some reason, I didn't like them.
They beat the holy hell out of the Rams in the 85 NFC Championship game.
Oh, they beat everybody.
Okay. I got a crisp $1 bill if you guys can give me the starting quarterback for the Rams in that 85 game.
Oh, don't. I'm going to go.
I think Dunaway knows this.
Dieter Brock.
It is Dieter Brock. Brock. Yeah, Alabama native.
That's right.
But how Dieter Brock was supposed to beat that defense, all 5'10" of Dieter Brock.
If I remember correctly, I think my Bucks were in the division with them, so they got to play us twice. We were not very good.
That was the old NFC North division, right?
Yeah. Lions were horrible, but they were a great team. What a horrible Super Bowl.
Oh, it was. Well, but that was we talked about it before this year's Super Bowl. That was in a run of Super Bowls where the NFC was so much better than the AFC. And they would just dominate, and boy, that one was over quick. The only thing that kept you watching that one was to see if the fridge could score a touchdown.
Yeah, and
that was the only thing. Yeah, Tyler did not even know about William the Refrigerator Perry the other day when we brought him up. I mean, that's the only reason you stayed tuned into that Super Bowl is to see if they were going to put him in on the goal line. And unfortunately, Walter Payton didn't get one.
I don't know about you guys. I'm sure Dunaway had the Patriots plus points, but I did have
hope.
I did. I was like, and I think Steve Grogan got the start, not Tony.
He did, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Grogan, and I was like, man, I think this is going to be, and this is before Buster Douglas, but this is going to be one of those great upsets in sports history.
I thought so too.
Oh, so you thought upset?
Well, I mean, I was hoping.
Keep in mind, again, I'll make this personal, but it was a bit of an upset. You might remember this aspect of it. You know, the Dolphins were the only team to beat the Bears that year, beat them on Monday Night Football. And the Dolphins were favored to beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship game and get that rematch. That was what everybody was talking about, was getting the Dolphins-Bears rematch and the Bears getting their revenge, and the Patriots upset Miami in the AFC Championship game to get there. Yeah. So
I think the Bears would have won.
I know. I'm kind of, looking back on it, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go take that beating.
I remember former Alabama great Bob Baumhauer telling us about that week and how Don Shula and all of those, and you can line them up, Mercury Morris, Larry Zonka, they all showed up at practice all week because they knew if the Dolphins didn't take care of business on Monday night, there was a chance the Bears were going to run the table, and at that point it would have been, I guess they would have been 18 or 19-0.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
so they put a lot into that game, and they whipped the Bears' ass.
Oh, they whipped them, man. But, there were stories of the Bears going out on South Beach the night before that game on Sunday night or whatever. That 85 Bears team, I don't know.
South Beach should just do that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday night should be visiting team drinks free.
Isn't there a trend on that in NBA games? Like teams that go play the Heat and they perform poorer if they're playing a road game at the Heat?
I think it used to be.
Okay, but maybe not anymore.
I mean, that would be great. I mean, if the Dolphins and Heat and the Marlins, they should pay for it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Say,
we got you guys set up at the Clevelander.
And
Fun Time Blue.
We got the car service for you and everything.
Yeah.
Drinks are on us.
It's on us. We appreciate you guys coming down here playing.
I don't know if you know this. I don't think most NBA players have discipline, so I don't even think you need to offer that up.
But I don't know that we'll ever see this again. The Bears obviously played 3 games in that postseason, the divisional round, the NFC Championship, and the Super Bowl, and gave up 10 total points. That's how dominant that defense was. They pitched a shutout in the 2 NFC playoff games. The Patriots, the only team to score on them, and those were garbage touchdowns.
Yeah. Steve McMichael, God rest his
soul. Was it 45-10?
Yeah, something like that. 46-10, I think. Yeah.
The show being brought to you by our friend Dr. B. And the question on the other side with the NFL draft tonight is, which SEC team has had the most NFL draft picks? Tell us about Dr. B, and we'll answer the question.
Dr. B, best in the business. For more than 20 years, women and men have turned to Dr. Beckenstein for a range of cosmetic reconstructive procedures. He will use his experience, advanced training, genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Talk about the genetic testing. T3's got a new test. It's easy, it's painless, affordable. Takes 4 seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. Doesn't matter if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You start losing that hair. You want to grow some back. You want to make sure you maintain it. My man, Dr. B, can do it. There are over 10 categories of agents they use, knowing they will work for you. They will custom compound these agents for you in pillar topical forms. You pick and choose which agents you want. Men and women ordering Hims, other products online, don't even know if they work. Stop wasting your money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Come see Dr. B. Find out what will work for you. 205-319-0316 or T3hair.net.
Which SEC program has the most NFL draft picks?
Okay, I'm going to cheat because I've seen this graphic, but this is...
Well, don't cheat then. Let him
answer. No. I'm just... Okay.
Okay.
And this is all time.
Yeah. And then I'll make my point out, because my point would give the answer away.
I am going to say, because Brown kind of gave it away, just the tip there, it's Oklahoma.
It is Oklahoma.
We
way
gotta
to give the tip, Brown.
We got to figure out, Jim, what to do with this kind of stuff, because Taylor was asking me about doing this, little T, for our social media. And I'm like, you got to figure out what to do with the Oklahoma and Texas players. Do you count them? I think it was total conference players on NFL rosters or something like that. And I'm like, you just got to figure out what to do. I mean, do you count all the Oklahoma and Texas players as SEC, or do you go back and talk about the conference they played in? I don't know what to do with this stuff.
I think you have to go with them as the SEC now. Oklahoma with 417 draft picks, Alabama 411, then a big gap to LSU as the draft goes tonight with the NFL draft. Our viewing menu brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision, and we'll talk to our man Matt Mosley coming up at the top of the hour number 2 of the show, that coming up. Tell us about Michelson as we find out what young Tyler is watching tonight.
Okay, ask yourself this question. If you wear the contacts or the glasses, are you wasting money each and every year? Easy answer, yes. Is it a pain in the ass to put those contacts out or put them in, take them out every night? Yes, pain in the ass. Make the phone call that I made over 2 decades ago, 205-969-8100. Very important. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. I got the procedure done over 20 years ago. I still have 2015 vision, better than 2020. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
We got a bunch of new releases in theaters this weekend. First off, a movie I caught Monday night for the Screen Unseen event. It is The Legend of Ochi. It's a family movie from A24, and on the island of Carpathia, a farm girl is raised to fear this animal species that likes to hide called Ochi, and one day she finds a wounded baby one, so she decides to nurse it back to health and get him back home. It's basically E.T. on an island, and I went in with pretty low expectations, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
They use puppetry to bring the little Ochi character to life, and it's very reminiscent of stuff like E.T. and Labyrinth. So if you're looking for a family movie that brings back that 80s feel, I recommend it a lot.
Take my dating advice for what it's worth. but on date 2 or 3 with that girl, I would not break down this movie to her.
That's fun.
Yeah. By the way, they've been dating longer, I found out, than I thought.
Jeeves is a pretty private person.
Yeah, I thought we went first date on the air a few days ago. Apparently not.
Is that no, not again.
Little fire alarm test.
Fire again?
Is this a test or are we on fire?
I mean, the problem is it's like the 4th floor. If this is first floor, I'd say let's just power through.
Yeah.
I guess we just need somebody to look and see if there's smoke.
We've had to do the show from the parking lot before. We're going to have to tell Mosley.
Okay.
We'll find
going
out.
out to check.
Reed's going to go check on us. I would say this to you. I understood about half the words you said in that whole description there.
Yeah.
So what else are you watching
I got
tonight?
puppets and E.T.
We've also got a new release, The Accountant 2. The forensic accountant Christian Wolf, he teams up with his estranged but highly lethal brother to track down mysterious assassins, who's played by John Bernthal. And I'm looking forward to this movie. I really liked the original, and I hope this one's good.
Yep, we do too, Tyler.
And then finally, we've got a horror movie, Until Dawn. It's based on the popular PS4 video game. And it's about a group of kids that head to a remote cabin in the wilderness, and there's a masked killer on the loose. But this time they find out when they die, they wake up the next morning, and the cycle resets. It's like Groundhog Day, but Friday the 13th. And it has nothing to do with the game it's based on.
And what was the Tom Cruise one where he kept getting killed? The sci-fi one?
Oh, and with
Edge of
Emily
Tomorrow.
Blunt?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good flick. I like that.
I got all motion sick at the beginning, throwing his ass
The last
all over
one
the
gave you
place.
0 alarms, though. So, obviously not as good as the other ones.
Hey, I've got a feeling The Accountant 2 is going to be better than The Accountant.
Okay.
I think so. They're making an effort for people to know that The Accountant 2 is a standalone from The Accountant 1. You don't have to go in watching.
You know
The
why they're
Accountant
doing
1.
this? Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
Like, I ran across so many people that had never seen Top Gun because there was such a gap between 1 and 2. And I had this discussion the other night. I don't know how you guys feel. It's almost impossible to have a better sequel. Maverick was better than Top Gun. It just was.
I don't know if I would say that, but they were close. Yeah,
Terminator
it was very
2
good.
is a lot better than Terminator 1.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I still like Terminator 1.
I agree. But, I mean, you will give me it's almost impossible. Aliens was great, but it wasn't as good
it
as
is
Aliens.
impossible, yeah.
That's what Tyler's watching tonight, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. Also, NASCAR coming up. We'll speed our way to Matt Mosley coming up at the top of the hour. Tell us about NASCAR racing at Talladega.
TalladegaSuperspeedway.com is where you go. You want to experience the intensity of NASCAR at the biggest, baddest track in the circuit. That's Talladega Superspeedway. Jack Link's 500 weekend begins tomorrow. You can be part of it. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Do not miss out on your chance to see the fastest racing in all the sport and enjoy 4 turns of absolute insanity at Talladega. Jack Link's 500 weekend starts tomorrow. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
The biggest and baddest track in NASCAR, Talladega Superspeedway is ready to put on another amazing show in April. If you've never been to this track, you've got to come check it out. 2.5 miles of nothing but pure speed and incredible action at every turn. Don't miss the Jack Link's 500 NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway. It's April 25th through the 27th, and you can get your tickets right now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. That's TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Looking for a great place for that boring meeting? Leave the office and go to the Golfus. What about corporate events like board meetings, sales meetings, customer appreciation events? How about the Golfus? Watch parties for football and basketball, parties for birthdays or couple showers. The Golfus is a great place for those. The Golfus has Birmingham's best golf simulators and man caves in Vestavia on Highway 31, opening soon in Trussville and on Highway 280. Bring whatever you want to eat or drink, even bring your own clubs. Get out of the office. Go to the Golfus. Book your spot now at thegolfus.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
We love the moments, the memories, the magic, the championships. So let's get more. More victories. More celebration.
He's got a chance. He won't be caught.
More unforgettable. More football. More of what you love.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1, find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2, stream it now. Miss Hour 3, download it for later. Miss Hour 4, well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hour number 2 being brought to you in part today by our friends at New Life Art. Great Alabama football memories, years gone by, including 6 national championships with Nick Saban and the great goal line stand back in the 70s and Bo over the top. From the Auburn point of view and other great moments throughout Alabama and Auburn history. You can get it all right there at DanielMooreArt.com. DanielMooreArt.com, promo code TNR. That includes the legend, Nick Saban, 6 national championships for Alabama, all in one painting. DanielMooreArt.com.
All right, let's go to the man, Matt Mosley, Doomsday Podcast, Fox Sports, ESPN, Dallas Morning News. He's talked about the NFL everywhere. What is up, Mosley? How are you?
Guys, good morning. Happy draft day. This is very exciting. Good to be on with you.
Always.
And this is the way I want to start my draft day. I think we've done this in the past, actually. It was some memories were flooding back to me. And you were just talking about Alabama history. I'd love to get some of that art and look at that. But I will say that Gene Stallings, the great one himself, I just had him on the other day on the occasion of his 90th birthday. And the man who won a national title there at Alabama, was a head coach at A&M, played at A&M for Bear Bryant. Just what a guy. And he was out working on his ranch, 600-acre ranch out in Powderly, Texas, outside of Paris, Texas. And so anyway, some of that Alabama history you guys were just talking about, again, tremendous artwork it sounds like. But y'all are focused mostly on Saban. There was life at Alabama prior to Saban. I don't know if there will be post Saban, from what I've seen, but but anyway, I just wanted to mention Gene is doing well, and he and his wife are going strong. Gene at age 90.
Who is the Daniel A. Moore of Waco? Like, who does Baylor's greatest moments of sports?
RG3 himself.
No, in terms of just art, we've got a guy that's in residence there, Leroy Neiman. I don't know if you guys have heard of
it. In residence.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He was pretty good. He was more Picasso.
Nice
He's more Picasso of sports. Yeah.
Hey, they didn't. I know you know the answer to this. There is one team that has not played in the NFC Championship game since 1996, and that team is the Dallas Cowboys. And when I brought that up on the air yesterday, I mean, it is a baffling, when you say it out loud and you're not as close to the organization as you are, it sounds impossible, Mosley. I mean, and they just had 3 straight going into last year, 12-5 seasons. Like, it's just, it makes no sense.
Yeah, we've got so used to it, and the only thing that sort of helps with the misery was the fact that you had the Mavs just going to a finals. You had the Rangers, the recent World Series champs, and then the Mavericks. I mean, just to put it in perspective of how bad it is around the Metroplex right now, the second question to Jerry was not about that. And I say the first was just a generic, the draft. What are you going to do, Jerry? Are you going to go up or down? And just, Jerry gave some ridiculous answer. And then the second answer was, what have you made? And this is like, think about this. This is almost 3 months after the trade. And this is on the pre-draft news conference. And it was, Jerry, what do you think of this Luka trade? And that's the only thing people around here have talked about nonstop for about 80 to 85 days now. And so it is wild that we are so passionate.
Well, did he give an answer, by the way?
Yeah. He was, as only Jerry could, he started talking about how all of Luka's support staff and Luka were like great friends of his, and that Jean, his wife, Jerry's wife, once hit 17 straight free throws in a game, at a high school game in Arkansas, and that she cried her eyes out when Luka was traded. Like, it is wild that around draft time and the Cowboys being a year-round type deal, this Luka story has like overshadowed everything. And so that's been wild. So, that was the joke. I mean, you're bringing up this true 29-year drought. But the big thing people were bringing up right after this was the fact that how happy Jerry is that, comparatively to Nico Harrison and Patrick Dumont and all these Sands Corporation casino owners, like, Jerry looks pretty smart. So Jerry has, I think, secretly kind of enjoyed this happening because compared to this, Jerry seems pretty stable. And he seems like a guy, that has his act together compared to what has happened around here. But yeah, guys, it's been, I mean, it's just hard. There's really nothing to compare it to. You can't compare it to LeBron or anything, because LeBron chose to leave on his own these times. I mean, most times when Dame Lillard left Portland, he finally asked for it. He's like, I want to leave. It's been a great run here. And Luka was blindsided at age 26 and 25 at the time, and maybe the, second or third greatest player in the game right now, literally on his way to being one of the greatest players of all time. And on top of it, he's truly distraught. Like, he's been very, very hurt by what happened. So that's even added to the anger. And I didn't think this was an area that could really generate true sports hate. Like, I think Cowboys fans they're passionate, but they don't have the edge that like Eagles fans have the reputation of. And yet the snarly, mean-spirited, we may show up at your kid's school kind of fandom has shown up in the aftermath of this Luka trade. People are legitimately angry. It's even made like reporters. People have gone after reporters, and the reporters now have a little more of an edge than they used to. So I don't know. It's even made me. You guys will be. I have thought about it. It's been such a crazy story that I've missed writing lately. And I've been talking to the morning news. I don't know what the role will be. I mean, it may maybe sort of a janitorial type situation, but I have talked to the Morning News about possibly coming back to write columns.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
I just got so into it.
Yeah.
I just felt like I needed to to talk about it. Yeah.
Well, speaking of writing columns in the 1990s, Clay Travis, Clay Travis surprised me earlier this week on our show when he said he thought America peaked in 1998. The Cowboys, I guess, peaked in the 90s as well. Is there light at the end of the tunnel for America's team? How close do you really think they are to being a championship organization again?
Boy, and that was really a good name check there, Clay Travis. Man, you guys, that is big time there. He has a good thing going in a large audience. By the way, I hear my daughter right now down the hall from where I'm recording, and I just thought I'd share this with you since this huge SEC audience. My daughter, age 17, has decided to attend Texas A&M.
Oh, why?
How does she not Alabama?
Why A&M? What is appealing about that?
I mean, it wasn't the case when we were coming out, but it's actually hard to get into now.
Really?
And like University of Texas is too, like very hard to get into. And so these kids that actually do well in Texas and want to stay in state, like those are the two schools they pick between. Now, again, I'm a Baylor guy. My wife's Baylor. She would have been fifth generation. So she's decided to go a different direction. And that's okay. Is it because Scott Drew lost his entire roster in the portal?
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
They could have had something to do with it. I mean, is it because Buzz Williams left and she thinks this buckyball could turn things? This is for Dunaway, mainly Mr. Hoops.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, I love your basketball stuff. I watched it during the season. Auburn, Alabama, all of it. I really do love what y'all are doing. Whoever that young lady is,
Taylor Korn. She carries the show.
I'd sit her right between y'all right now. She's good. I mean, I'd get her. And I'd put her up there permanently, but just an excellent job. Okay, you were asking, though, you were throwing Clay Travis in my face. I'll tell you who used to worship Clay was our old buddy Ian. And he used to say, he would say, my favorite two people in the world. Or I think he said funniest, but I don't know what he said, but he said, the two, he would say, you and Clay Travis. This is back when he held me in high esteem. And at the time, I did not know who that guy was. And I thought, why is he always bringing this guy up? But now, of course, this guy's some kind of monstrous guy. Okay, sorry, Lance. Now, where were we?
Dunaway had the question.
Yeah. How close are you to winning a championship in Dallas? It's the glasses.
Oh.
How close are you to winning a championship in Dallas? I mean, Jerry's talking about these trades and he's going to be aggressive tonight. Do you trust Jerry with the draft tonight?
No, you don't trust him. You don't trust him, but you do trust Will McClay, who's in that room and has a lot more say than people realize. And I could see the look on Will's face the other day. Jerry wanted to make some point about Tuesday about them not having the board ready yet. He thought this was like some kind of badge of honor. Hey, we don't have the board. I'm like, Jerry, you're 2 days away from the draft. Like, this is not something to be bragging on. But somehow Jerry's point was that was how open the lines of communication was with this new coaching staff and Brian Schottenheimer. So I would say that of all the things you can criticize the Cowboys for, and we can find Taco Charlton and Mozzie and a few clunkers along the way, but they've drafted pretty well. And so I don't know. I mean, Jerry, you guys will love this. Jerry used to literally the guy, you remember Goose Gosselin used to be a huge draft kind of guy for the Dallas Morning News and everything. And Jerry, on the day after the first round of the draft, they used to do the draft differently in, 1 or 2 days, whatever it was. But we would go out like right after the draft and they would have the rookie thing. I mean, they'd just get them to town quickly. And we'd see Jerry out there and he'd be searching for Goose because he wanted to talk about what grade Goose gave the Cowboys. So in some ways, Jerry has very, very thick skin. He really does. That's why it was so crazy a few months ago or however long ago he was like threatening to fire, radio guys. I thought that was very funny. But he's usually got very thick skin, but he cares like what these top dogs give him in grades. You sometimes wonder, like, does anybody look at these mock drafts or does anybody care? Oh my gosh, this guy cares like crazy. But anyway, there are checks and balances in place so that Jerry doesn't go off and like draft Johnny Football, which he famously said he was mad at Steven for not letting him do it. But again, I think the good sign for Cowboys fans at that point was Jerry was prevented from doing what he wanted to do. Jerry thought that was like laying up. They thought taking Zach Martin was laying up and not going for it by not taking Manziel. And all they ended up with was a guy who just retired with a Hall of Fame career in Zach Martin. So the good news for Cowboys fans is if Jerry goes crazy and Shedeur comes rolling down the board and Cowboys are at 12 and some people have Shedeur going to 21 and they'll be part of Jerry that wants him. I promise you that. Now, I'm not saying they're going to take him, but I promise you that Jerry will have a little bit of pep in his step and it will at least kind of like entertain the idea. And then it won't happen. They'll end up taking McMillan from Arizona or Golden from University of Texas. But anyway, so I guess what I'm saying is I would not I think there's never hope with the Cowboys. I mean, I think that would be too strong to say, but in the draft room there is a little bit. Like they'll probably come out of this thing with 3 starters. And that's pretty good. That's what they need. They desperately need starters from this draft, and they've got to almost nail those first 3 picks and get starters. And with their track record, I wouldn't doubt that they might find that.
Matt Mosley is with us at Matt Mosley on social media. He's on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline as we talk about the draft with Sanders and with all those other quarterbacks in the draft. I don't know if the Cowboys, like you say, they probably aren't focusing heavily on quarterback, but the people you talk to around the NFL, almost to a man, everyone says this is not the class you want to be drafting quarterback in. And, of course, Tennessee's going to do it right off the top. But, Mosley, these quarterbacks just don't appear to be what some of the other classes have been. Is that what the NFL people you talked to are saying as well?
Yeah, and, I'm interested to see kind of where the break off, doesn't really matter usually, right? Last year was great. I think they had 6 picks in the first 6 quarterbacks, first 12 picks or something insane like that. There won't be quite that many. I'll be very fascinated to see like where Milroe goes. I mean, for your audience, you're kind of seeing, is he a late first? Is he a second round somewhere? Where is he going to be projected? But you're right. Even those 3rd and 4th round projections have lots of downside. Like Ewers, for instance, at Texas, all he did is take his team to 2 straight playoffs. I mean, Texas has been wandering around the wilderness for years before he transfers in from Ohio State, and he's got Arch on his heels, and everybody wants Arch. And this guy, I thought, performed admirably for 2 years and may be the most underappreciated quarterback in the history of University of Texas. Also, to me, and he should get a shot here, and he will. He'll be taken in 3rd or 4th. Will Howard wins a national title, and then by the time he's visiting campus, we're breaking down the fact that the ball comes off his hand weird and it floats around everywhere. So there are other than the number 1 quarterback overall in this Cam Ward, who again he's played for 3 different schools. I mean, I think he's going to be fine, and he's probably a worthy pick. The one that's the most polarizing is Shedeur. And I just, man, the only thing I can tell you there is I've just watched this Sanders family from up close for years. And so I do have a feel for what those kids, I mean, fortunately my dad, I wasn't like that. It wasn't, he was very into whatever I was doing, but he was not that kind of parent. I watched Dion just ruin kids' careers by starting random schools with no rules, screwing up their transcripts to where they couldn't even go to school. Now, these kids are younger, like Shedeur and Shiloh, and these kids are younger and didn't go through that like some of their older siblings. But all that to say is I've watched the Sanders family for years, and I worried for Tom Pelissero when he wrote something in the last 48 hours where he was quoting somebody just crushing Shedeur. Because I think Dion takes that stuff so personally, and I cannot imagine how many calls there were to the NFL Network and NFL.com. And Pelissero's a good guy; he's not a guy that's out there trying to hurt people or take shots. That's not how he's wired. But again, I just think, and we've had quarterbacks like this. I remember Vince Young was kind of a polarizing quarterback. He didn't know where he was going to go. Usually, even with a guy that has this much variety of opinion, they still end up going in the top 10 picks. Okay? Like when they're of this magnitude, like Shedeur. But I kind of sense that he's got a little Geno Smith in him, in the sense, if you remember Geno at West Virginia, it certainly did not get all the attention that Shedeur has. But Geno went into that second round. Geno went dropping, and I was at that draft. I think it was Radio City Music Hall. And, they would come get those poor guys out of the green room and let them go sit with Roger. Hey, Roger's up here. Let's get you out of the green rooms, get you away from the cameras. I was there the year Aaron Rodgers had that happen. He starts, going the wrong way, and they come and get you out of the green room because it gets embarrassing in there. That's going to be now. Shedeur, I think the Shedeur decided not to go to the draft. I forget the situation there, but the quarterbacks in this draft, I find, it's very, and that's the other thing from SEC country perspective. I think this Jaxson Dart, he has benefited from Shedeur getting picked apart and hated on. And this guy's horrible in interviews. Oh, he makes scouts feel small. I laugh at that. If you're a scout who a 21-year-old kid can make feel small, that's on you. That's on you. It's like, oh my gosh, he makes me feel small. That's embarrassing. To me, I'd be embarrassed sharing that. Like a 21-year-old kid walks into a room and makes me feel small. Like, that's not a Shedeur problem. That's that's the scout's problem. So again, these are, let me tell you, the most fun. I've always gone at Deion for years, but when I go at him, he knows I'm going at him. But I think people love going at him anonymously because he can't get to them. He can't get to all those guys. He doesn't know who's saying it and why they're saying it and all that. But I'm telling you, he is up there wanting to fight people right now because that's just the way he's wired.
Well, that article you're talking about, and it was a longtime assistant coach, and we kind of talked about it yesterday. Scathing, said it was the worst interview he's ever conducted. Terrible body language, was a me-first player, took unnecessary sacks, and at the end he said, and he's just not a very good quarterback. Do you believe, because we were trying to dissect that, you think that's more somebody that's come across the Sanders, they don't like the family? Do you think it's more somebody inserting that, trying to get Shedeur to drop to their organization? Or C, do you think it's somebody's legitimate thoughts?
I think they felt comfortable sharing their legitimate thoughts. Now, I think it could be A and C. I think a lot of people come to a Sanders discussion, and I'm the same way. I admit it. Just because I was not writing columns back in the 90s, by the way. I was still in college, but I did start covering the Cowboys in 2003. And we all, especially those of us who have been around the Cowboys, we know Deion. For instance, Michael and Deion are best friends. And I have a completely different relationship with Michael than I do with Deion. Michael is a great friend. Deion, oh my gosh. Deion, it's been messy over the years. I have a lot of relationships like that. But it's interesting to look at. But no, I think probably what happened is, to your point, I think the first, everybody sort of has a preconceived notion, even if they don't know Deion, they have an opinion about him. So they could have come to that interview like, I hate this guy. That's totally understandable because there's a lot of people like that. And I'm not one of them, by the way. I love what he's been for college football. But now C, I do think they felt comfortable. And I do think sometimes people will lie to you during those things. But generally, I've been lied to. And you can kind of know when it's happening. It usually happens even more increasingly as you get closer to the day. This was close enough. You could say they were throwing that out there and being rude, but I think if it's a long-time assistant coach and they're sitting there with Pelissero and they feel pretty emboldened that nobody can know who it is, I think that's probably what they thought. And I'm sure he came in, who knows, cocky, maybe a little arrogant into the room or whatever. But I laugh when I read this stuff because I'm like, who's his dad? Who is his father? We just expect Deion Sanders, star quarterback son, to walk in hat in hand and not have any arrogance. I would be shocked. I'd be scared if he didn't have any. It'd be like this isn't Deion's real kid. So I don't understand. if you want to talk about the arm talent or lack of arm strength, or he holds on to the ball too long, that's okay. It made me think of when I was like covering the draft and Percy Harvin came out of Florida, and I had as a young reporter, you got to decide, what do I let anonymous people say? And people were telling me, Percy's been taken off the board for the Cowboys. I'm like, what? Cowboys they wouldn't take Manson off their board, right? What's Harvin done to be taken off the board? And it turns out, Percy had, been into some stuff there on campus, and Jerry was some of that substance stuff. Jerry was scared about. There's a lot of things that don't scare Jerry. Jerry loves a kid with a bad injury, loves, and there's a lot of things that domestic violence doesn't really seem to scare Jerry. But substance does. Substance abuse kind of scares him about players. And so I just remember thinking, I've got this interesting thing. How do I run this down? And this doesn't seem like a thing I can just float out there. And so that started me redefining like what I let anonymous people say. And my line was always, I don't let them impugn a kid's character. Like they can say the kid's not good, and maybe they can even say he's late to meetings or something. That's fine. But boy, if you start saying like the kid's just you start talking about his character real poorly, I want you on the record. But again, every reporter has a different level of all that. I mean, I'm sure you guys are shocked to know I have any standards.
He is Matt Mosley at Matt Mosley on social media. If you're a Cowboys fan, he and Ed Werder do a tremendous job with the Doomsday podcast. You'll be reading Mosley soon in the Dallas Morning News again. They have been clamoring for that out in the Metroplex. Mosley, enjoy the draft. We always appreciate the time.
Okay, guys, thanks. And I got a new syndicated program that I want to tell you guys about.
Oh, please do.
No, it's on in like y'all's part of the country. I mean, not that we're going to be competing, but I think I can even take. Yeah, we got to figure out a way to like team up on some things.
Okay.
But I will be Louisiana, Arkansas, most of Texas. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've found a way to get on radio everywhere except where I live. I've worn out my welcome here, but other places they'll have me. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. See you soon. Matt Mosley with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Yeah, the show being brought to you by our friends at the Barber Motorsports Park. The Indy Grand Prix is coming back to Barber.
Yeah, it's the road to the Indy 500. And when you think May, one of the great sporting events you think about is the Indy 500, and the fastest IndyCar drivers in the world, O'Ward, Dixon, Newgarden, will put their skills to the test with one goal in mind, victory. Abby Stockard, that's Miss America. She'll give the most iconic command in all of racing as the Grand Marshal. May starts here. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours today, IndyAlabama.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA, there have 16 locations to help you with your health, guys. Those 16 locations stocked with 35 urologists to take care of you, from prostate health to kidney stones, vasectomies, everything in between. 205-930-0920, 930-0920. UrologyCentersAlabama.com is a great place to find locations that are near you, information about what you get at UCA, in a way, sort of a portal into the UCA family. It's a great way to stay on top of your health, guys. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920, UrologyCentersAlabama.com. A couple of notes here from college football. Ohio State adds big edge guy from North Carolina, Bo Atkinson, 7.5 sacks last year, 6'6", 260 guy off the edge. I thought he was the best guy available in the portal, and he's going to Ohio State. Big get for them.
Well, everybody had him in the top 5 in the portal, and it was interesting that Atkinson decided to bolt. Like, I would have thought that would have been Belichick, one of the main guys that he targeted, he wanted to keep on that roster.
Yeah. Has to be NIL, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would guess so, but
they didn't seem like they minded spending money.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought was the deal, was that Belichick came in and they have unloaded on the NIL, but maybe you still can't compete with Ohio State.
Steve Angeli goes to Syracuse, trying to go the Kyle McCord route there. I think it's a pretty good pickup for Syracuse. Alabama gets West Virginia tight end Jack Sammarco. Now, he played in all 13 games last year for West Virginia. He had one reception. Comes across to me as maybe a blocking tight end, 6'5", 260 tight end.
And it was kind of a position of need depth-wise for Alabama, too. So, maybe this kid pans out and is a tremendous player, but, if nothing else, it's just another body there you could get in there if you need it.
Alabama does have a guy visiting campus. We were laughing at his name yesterday. No need to laugh. It is both a neat name and also a practical name. Booby Feaster. Booby Feaster is on his way to campus on an official visit, a 4-star wide receiver. That was that not the running back in Friday Night Light, not Feaster, but Booby? Was he not Booby?
Oh, I don't know.
Booby Miles. Who's Booby Miles?
I don't know. But Booby is coming to Tuscaloosa, and we'll get a visit from that guy as a wide receiver, a 4-star guy. Auburn got Tulane corner, but more importantly, he's an All-American kick return specialist as Auburn gets Rayshawn Pleasant yesterday. He's a plug-and-play return guy. Like, he was an All-American return specialist for Tulane, and he joins Auburn there. And he, not bad in the defensive backfield, but I think Auburn is strong there. He's an instant play guy as a kick returner, punt returner there. And then taking a next round idea and turning it into profit for NIL. $5 million raised for Oklahoma State's NIL. A series of concerts, Cross Canadian Ragweed got back together a reunion set with the Turnpike Troubadours at Boone's Pickens Stadium. They played 5 nights, the Boys of Oklahoma event at Oklahoma State, and raised $5 million.
Was there a headliner?
It was Cross Canadian Ragweed and the.
Did they give out free beer, money?
I mean,
Turnpike Troubadours, very popular.
Yeah, look at the crowd.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how could they draw that?
No,
much?
they're big out there.
Yeah, the Turnpike Troubadours and then Cross Canadian Ragweed getting back together. They were huge in Stillwater over the years. They were a bar band that went regional, national, in some cases. But they packed Boone's Pickens 5 nights.
That's crazy. They could do 5 nights
and raised $5 million for the NIL. But if
all
you're an
that
Oklahoma
work gets you one good player.
Yeah, if you're an Oklahoma State player, student, Cross Canadian Ragweed. So they had a good time out there, and start figuring out who could pack a stadium for your school and raise some NIL money.
Even if they didn't go to school there, you're just like you come do a big show, make
Taylor
some money.
Swift, who sells out 5 consecutive nights?
That's pretty wild that they got. That's when you said that, Dunaway. I could have believed they packed T. Boone for one night.
Yeah, well, I mean, just you put a stage out there, and it's T. Boone Pickens, which only holds probably for a concert holds 30,000.
Yeah, probably 60 for a game, so 30 for a concert.
Yeah, but still,
I mean, that'd be 150,000 people.
10,000?
Yeah. I mean, that's
massive.
Speaks very highly of those guys, what I'm saying.
Big night there for Oklahoma State. When we come back, we'll get to our 4 downs, which is Tyler's on a day like this, and a little bit more on the NFL draft, a lot with Mosley there. The show being brought to you by our friends, the Birmingham Stallions, who are back in action. Rodeo night coming up.
Yeah, that's right. You can see some rodeo gear in those photos we showed from Cross Canadian Ragweed. You could wear it out there to Protective Stadium. It's time to pack Protective for another big game for the Birmingham Stallions as they return back to Birmingham. UFLstallions.com. UFLstallions.com for the game this Friday night. Pack Protective with our friends at the Birmingham Stallions. Get tickets now, UFLstallions.com.
Hey, if you're planning your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, or late night, what about Lags Eatery, located right there in Avondale? It was a Homewood staple for years, right there on Broadway. Our man, Eric, Justin, they have brought this back together, and just fantastic burgers, delicious sandwiches, the incredible sides from the fries, the tots, great beer selection as well. Every Braves game out on that patio with the big screen, sit back, enjoy happy hour. But get this, Thursday night, starting tonight, 6 a.m., they open for breakfast, and they go all the way till 2 a.m. So maybe you work a second or third shift, you're looking for that late night meal, or maybe you're just rolling out of a bar. It's conveniently located in Avondale, between Avondale and Cahaba Brewing, just a stone's throw away from Mom's Basement. Get in, go see Eric, Justin, the fine folks at Lags. Tell them the next round sent you.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
The biggest and baddest track in NASCAR is Talladega Superspeedway, and it's ready to put on another amazing show in April. If you've never been to the Talladega Superspeedway, you have to check it out. This beast is 2.5 miles of nothing but pure speed and incredible action at every single turn. Don't miss the Jack Links 500 NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 25th through 27th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Don't miss the action. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Hey friends, if you're looking to expand your business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us at sales@nextroundlive.com to be part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential consumers on our ever-expanding platform. Let the Next Round help take your business to the next level. Get more information by emailing us at sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Birmingham's fastest party returns to Barber Motorsports Park May 2nd through 4th. Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix powered by AmFirst. Experience 3 days of high-speed action featuring the fastest drivers in the world from the IndyCar Series. Enjoy the Kids Zone, food trucks, beer garden, Ferris wheel, fan zone, and more. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix powered by AmFirst. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets now.
Birmingham's favorite lawn party is back. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to Greystone May 14th through 18th. Watch golf's greatest legends and don't miss the star-studded Celebrity Pro-Am, featuring Nick Saban, Charles Barkley, Nate Oates, Hugh Freeze, and country star Riley Green. Soak up the sun at the White Claw Watering Hole and Casamigos Club. Enjoy the local food trucks and cap off the fun with Monsters of Yacht in concert Saturday following play. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola. Get your tickets now.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Back with you on the Next Round. I'm such a people person.
That's what I was going to say. You don't like people. Like, how would that even work?
Hey, baseball tonight, college baseball, 14th ranked Oklahoma, 10th ranked Georgia, 6 o'clock ESPNU. 10 SEC teams ranked in the top 25 in baseball. #1 Texas, Arkansas is 5, Tennessee 6, LSU is 7, Vandy is 9, Georgia is 10, Auburn is 11, 14 is Oklahoma, Alabama is 18, Ole Miss is 23. Auburn and Alabama having fantastic baseball seasons. Right after LT tells us about New York Butcher, we'll take you back to the Auburn baseball broadcast the other night where Bruce Pearl joined Andy Bertram and said something about Auburn basketball that has got some national headlines. Tell us about New York Butcher.
Yeah, well, hey, and when we get to it, when we bring draft back up, if we do a check-in with my bookie, can we see what props that we've got available there?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, New York Butcher Shop, just a great place. Look, you're going to be watching the first round of the NFL draft tonight. What about throwing a couple of steaks on the grill? The weather should be okay after a couple of afternoon showers. Of course, you can get the ribs, the chicken, fantastic smash burgers, any of those incredible side dishes from the baked beans to the mashed potatoes with the goat cheese. You're going to absolutely love it. Everything's so fresh, made right there in-house, rare quality, well-done service. Get in, see Jim and those incredible staffs. 2 locations, Caba Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. It's it's the New York Butcher Shop.
Okay, the fine folks at the Field of 68 says that the winners of the portal in basketball this year was Kentucky, Michigan, no particular order, Louisville, Washington, Indiana, and Auburn. The big winners in the basketball portal, including Auburn. Here is Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl with Andy Burcham on the baseball broadcast Tuesday night on the Auburn Radio Network.
When you're rebuilding a roster like you are this year, the importance of on to victory this season for you, Coach.
Yeah, I can't even begin, Andy, to express my gratitude for the leadership of our athletic department, John Cohen. Jared Benko has come in to really help manage some things financially, and then the generous support of On to Victory. This is the year we really needed it.
Yeah.
You know, we've been able to have guys return over and over again. We've been, kind of under what a lot of people have had to spend, and our leadership knew that I had to rebuild the roster, and they did provide me with the resources to do that. And I am John Cohen's done an amazing job for us.
So he said they were able to underspend others in recent years, but this is the year they needed to overspend, and we've heard upwards of $8 million in the portal, and their roster build here almost to the top level, and they are one of the winners in the portal according to the Field of 68 and Bleacher Report.
But aren't you one of those, like, if we're going to spend it, like, why wouldn't we spend it every year? Like, if I'm an Ohio State fan, we spent $30 million last year. It worked. Let's do it again.
What would be interesting is part of the reason they had to spend what they spent was volume. Like, they had to be volume buyers because there were a lot of empty spots on that roster after this season. So, like, if you spend $8 million, this is how I wonder, how does it work? Let's say you spend $8 million, you have another good year, but then next year you've only got, say, 4 open roster spots. Do you go back to and say, hey, can I still have that $8 million?
Yeah, well, you have to. You have to pay the players to keep them.
That's right. Well, I'm saying $8 more million. No, the $8 million that's already spent. I'm saying, do I get $8 more million? Or, well, you've only got 4 spots this year, so you're only getting $5 million,
But these are just year-to-year deals, so you have to. If you spend $8 million, you're going to have to spend at least $8 million next year to keep these guys, or they're going to go into the portal.
Yeah, so where does it end? And that's the difficulty, especially if you are in the situation Auburn was in, or Matt Mosley jokingly brought up Baylor, who lost their entire roster. It's going to get, if you have to replace an entire roster, I don't know how much.
I don't know how you can afford it.
Man, that's crazy.
The losers in the portal, according to the Field of 68, Memphis, Arizona, and work still to be done, USC and Alabama. On the other side of the list, according to the fine folks at Field of 68, Jeff Goodman, Rob Dowster, those guys.
Yeah, so 3 more spots to fill for Alabama, and there's still guys available in the portal, so that could change.
Well, I would ask you guys this. When it comes to Memphis, we remember Worldwide West back in the day and the kind of money they were spending, and Calipari, got 3 consecutive Final Fours. You look at Penny Hardaway, how many postseason games do you think he's won in his 7 years as a head coach?
I got him at 1.
It's 1.
Yeah.
And if I'm a Memphis fan, that's just not even close to good enough. So how are we not spending money in the portal?
Yeah, I would imagine they don't have it, or the guys that they do have, when they leave, like P.J. Haggerty's asking for $4 million himself. By the way, the buzz, according to the Field of 68, is Kentucky's roster, when it's said and done, will cost $20 million this year.
You got to get to a Final
Well,
Four.
I'm telling you, there's no doubt. That should be a Final Four roster.
In basketball.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why Mo Diabate didn't stay at Alabama or didn't go to St. John's and is at Kentucky, there's a good chance they paid for him. Nas Cunningham, the big recruit who redshirted, sat on the bench this year for Alabama, ends up signing with UNLV. Before we get to 4 downs, a little bit more NFL draft stuff. After we tell you about our friends at Weight of Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Get that weight just right for beach and lake season, or just get healthier. That's really what it's all about. If you want to lose weight just to be healthier, you can do it with our friends at Weight of Wellness. The website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and every plan is different. My plan is different than your plan. Your plan will be different from the next person's plan. For me, I like these protein bars that sort of tide me over before I eat my lunch, my dinner. There are meal replacements. They've got injection therapy, whatever you need. Leslie and her board-certified team can help you. See more details, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. You wanted to look at some props for tonight?
I got them.
What do you have happening tonight?
Where were you?
LT was interested in
Yeah,
this.
I know.
before we got to four
So
downs.
total running backs taken in the first round, is it 2.5 or 1.5?
Oh boy, I didn't know we were going to go.
I mean, there's no way this Hampton guy goes in the first round.
I
is
think
he?
Hampton will go in the first round.
So you're going to have 2 at least.
I think it's going to be 2.
Yeah, no way you go 3.
I mean,
running backs are
Travion
dead.
Henderson's going to get a look. I mean, and
I
I
thought
think
the running backs were dead.
I think Saquon has revived it. And I think that's the whole point. I think it might be 2.5 is what they're.
MyBookie.ag will be all these odds. Under 2.5 is -146. The over +119.
Okay.
Do we have Bucky's list of Bucky Brooks' list of running backs? I'd love to see that there because Travion would be
and
third.
Scadaboo's probably going to go in the
here's
second
my
or
bookie.
third round.
There we go. Ashton, Travion, Hampton's there.
Yeah.
Quinshon Judkins is out there.
I've only got, from my bookie, I've only got wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, and then by conference.
Quarterbacks 2.5.
Quarterbacks is 2.5, -117. Under is -105.
I'd take over. Somebody's always going to reach
They
there.
probably are, but I mean,
Yeah.
I could see just one quarterback go in the first round.
Yeah. They're scattered
But I could see
fifth on
4.
that ranking. Receivers so you're telling me running back and receivers are going to be that close? Because receivers, what's that number? 4.5, 3.5,
2.5.
Well, you got it. Well,
Wide
think about
receivers.
this:
2.5.
your best, or at least the highest graded number 2 wide receiver right now is Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
I mean, Matthew Golden was good this year. I don't remember him being great. And really, when he went to Indianapolis and he ran the 4.3 or whatever, that's why he's going to go in the first round.
So you're telling me that the running backs are coming back in the first round and the receivers are going out of the first round? Is it because there's so many receivers that I can get just as good of a receiver in the third round as I could in the second round?
I don't think there's any franchise-like receivers. You know, McMillan is one of those guys because of his size, you might view it. Golden, one of those guys because of the speed. And Travis Hunter, this is where it gets interesting because you said 2.5 is the number.
Right. I don't know what he counts as.
Yeah, you definitely play the over there because I think McMillan and Golden are definitely first-round guys. We know Travis Hunter is. So this is where it gets confusing.
Yeah, I don't know how they rule that. I really don't.
Okay, NFL draft tonight. Maybe some more draft coming up in the show. 4 downs right now, brought to you by our friends at Michelson.
Bojangles.
Excuse me, our friends at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Yeah, speaking of Michelson, you can look at these cookies Scott's about to show you, and you know you want one of these at lunch, right? The new Bowberry cookie. Back there at Bojangles, when it's cookie time, it's bow time.
First down.
When was the last time you had a glass of chocolate milk?
Believe it or not, it was within the last couple of weeks because I try to keep a little chocolate milk at the house because I got teenage boys over there all the time and they love it. Yeah. But I love chocolate milk, especially after a good workout or in the middle of the night.
That's when I go with it. After a really good workout, especially in the spring and summertime, I love a good chocolate milk right afterwards. So I'd say the last time I had it was 88.
88?
That was a joke.
Oh,
My
okay.
lack of working out. But when I do go to the gym, I do like to.
So would you rather have
knock it out.
chocolate milk or regular milk?
Chocolate milk, 100%. I love chocolate milk.
I don't know about you guys. I love Maggie jokes. We're in our cereal era right now. Like I crush a bowl of cereal right now every day for the last 2 months. And I
can't keep it in the house because I do it in the middle of the night. I can't do it.
So I drink the milk. I love to drink the milk and fill it up and go for bowl number 2 often. Yeah. And so, you know, you don't do chocolate milk on cereal, though I'm willing to try it at some point.
I've used water on cereal.
Oh, wow. That was Michael Irvin. Used to say that back in the day.
That's Trailer Park.
Yeah.
It is.
I chocolate milk for me.
Yeah, I do like chocolate milk better than white milk, but I about once a week will walk 9 or 18 holes, and frequently will grab one of those Core Power, if you'll let me count that. It's like those, they're basically a chocolate shake.
Protein shakes.
Yeah, they're very good. And I'll hit one of those before I go walk 18.
That's usually what I'm drinking too.
Yeah, they're so good too.
So this is just the Fairlife chocolate milk, which I absolutely love. But the Core Powers are really good. I like regular milk, but I still would go strawberry milk a little bit over regular milk.
Can't
I haven't
stand
had that
milk
forever.
Can't stand it. I have a bad
Core
experience
Power's got a
sometimes.
good strawberry.
Yeah, the Nesquik used to have the mix, the strawberry mix and the chocolate mix back in the day.
I'll tell you this, our separate club, Easter Sunday, we had a little brunch get together, and a lot of the young men from Auburn were up with their parents, and with the brunch, they were pouring big glasses of, wasn't whole, it was 2%, but they were pouring big glasses of milk, and I was like, you guys are hitting the milk?
Where's the mimosas?
And they were like, we're big milk guys, so if you're still working out, bone density muscles, that big glass of milk is strong.
Jeeves, you go strawberry over regular?
Yeah, I'd go strawberry over regular.
Can't stand strawberry milk.
I haven't had it in forever, though. Like, at least since high school.
It's not readily available.
Yeah.
But it still is good.
Second down.
Barbara Streisand turns 83 today. Better career, Barbara Streisand or Barbara Walters?
Oh, I don't even think this is close.
Yeah.
Barbara Streisand.
It's not even close. It's Barbara Streisand. And Walters, obviously very creative at what she was able to do, but Streisand as an actress,
Well, I
as
think
a
she
singer,
was. I think she was the first performer to win the EGOT. So she's won an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony.
That goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, it really does.
Yeah. And to be the first to do it.
I know her political views have run a lot of people off, but I mean, if you go back 40, 50, there was a lot of guys that thought she was very attractive too. She had one of those interesting looks
in the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, she played a man in Yentl, so
yeah.
I don't know how far that goes, but I mean, she was a major superstar back in the day.
Yeah.
Was Barbara Walters, though, a bit of a trailblazer as a female to do that? I mean, she was one of the very first ones, right?
She's the most accomplished female journalist of our time.
Yeah, and I think
ever.
for probably a decade plus, if you would have said, you've got to have one person interview this person.
She got those interviews.
Yeah, I mean, she would get them.
I mean, in fact, I remember ABC doing a Barbara Walters special. I mean, she had her own special.
That's right.
Where she would sit down and do
before Oprah was known
interviews.
as the interviewer, Barbara Walters was, but Barbara Streisand not even close.
Third down.
Jack Quaid turns 33 today. He's the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, and also Randy Quaid's nephew. So who is your favorite actor, actress that has movie star parents?
I think I would go Michael Douglas with Kirk Douglas.
Oh, that's a
I was
good
a
call.
big
That's
Michael
good pick.
Douglas fan back the day. You know, Kirk, a lot of people will forget how long his career was. You know, really movies like Spartacus. But Michael Douglas, fantastic career. And, you know, that was a legacy that was probably definitely more successful than his dad.
Michael Douglas. I got to look this movie up. I wonder if you've ever seen it. It's a World War II era. He and Melanie Griffith.
I have not. Shining Through.
Shining Through. That's a good flick. Now, I haven't watched it in a very, very long time. Have you ever seen that, Jeeves?
You know what? It came out in 1992, the year before
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park came out. Did you watch it last night?
I did not. Shining Through is...
How about Die Hard? That was on.
Shining Through is... She babysits these the kids of a Nazi officer, and she's trying to escape, and he's helping her. He's an American intelligence agent. I thought it was a really good flick, boy. It's been a long time.
Any
since I've seen
velociraptors in it?
No velociraptors.
I'm going to say the young lady who was the star leading role and should have won awards in 50 Shades of Grey. Her parents were
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson.
I like Dakota Johnson.
Well, what's she done since then?
She's done
50
a ton of
more
stuff.
shades
really?
of gray.
Yeah, 50 years.
Darker shades of gray.
Yeah.
Last year, she was in a movie called Madam Web, which
Okay.
was a Sony Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man. That was absolutely terrible. And then she was also in a drama with Sean Penn called Daddy-O.
Yeah, I saw Daddy-O where she's in the back of the cab. I thought it drug a little bit. Peanut Butter Falcon. I mean, she's got some good work. She got new teeth.
Who's the female actress?
If you go back to 21 Jump Street, she's got Picket Fence.
Who's the female actress? Is it Meg Ryan's daughter or Melanie Griffin's daughter?
Yeah, that's who he's talking about, Dakota Johnson.
No. There's another one, though. Who's the other one I'm thinking of?
Kate Hudson?
Kate Hudson, yeah. Who's her parents?
Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn, that's right. I'd have gotten there eventually.
Yeah.
Let's go 80s female actresses.
Yeah, Brown playing the role of Dunaway.
I really was. Yeah. That was tough.
Fourth down.
Bill Robertson from Duck Dynasty turns 79 today. What's your favorite reality show?
I'm glad you specified that because I did not know who this dude was.
For me, it was always Big Brother.
Yeah, early Big Brother was fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't watch season 1, but season 2 till about season 18, I watched it every year.
I gave up quicker than Dunaway did, but Dunaway, they would always do it in the summer when everything was in reruns. There was no sports.
Yeah,
and it was 2 or 3 nights a week. And I mean, it was probably the first 10, 12 seasons I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the competition nights mostly.
Yeah.
When we first got introduced to reality TV, like I watched the first year of Survivor, I thought it was great. And then I watched one episode, season 2, and I was out. American Idol for like 4 or 5 years, I was completely captivated.
Do you count that as reality television?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Hard Knocks is reality TV, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's real television, but
I mean, all those I was a big fan of.
I wouldn't count American Idol.
The Swan was probably the greatest idea for a reality show of all time that it fell quickly? Do you not remember that?
I don't.
What was the thing where we would? This was original Fox programming. We'd eat cow eyeballs and
Fear Factor.
Fear Factor.
That was NBC. Joe Rogan. With hair.
That was legit. When that would come on, you'd stop in the old NBC 13 newsroom and look up at the new channel Fox, and you'd be like, "Oh dang, he's gonna get in that thing with all those snakes and tarantulas."
Couldn't do anything. It's like
around.
you're gonna walk a tight wire over two buildings, or you're going to eat centipede guts. And I'm like, I don't know anybody that would, and you're going to win $10,000.
Yeah.
No thanks.
It seemed a lot like back then.
Can you pull this?
I wouldn't have any problem with the jumping out of a helicopter or anything like that. It's the, I don't want to eat spiders and bugs and gross stuff.
Can you pull the swan? Just to remind these guys.
I remember
Do you remember how controversial it was?
Yeah, it was ugly woman that they would do plastic surgery on.
Yeah, I mean, they would completely change them, Brown. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
You would bring in these banged up women, and they would completely, and boy, people
got all been out of shape.
Everybody's beautiful. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So how long did this last?
I think one season.
Was this the 90s? Was this the
early
Fox programming?
2000s? Yeah, of course it was Fox.
Of course it was Fox.
Can you imagine the studio details back in the day? Well, I'm going to pass. You know, Fox is going to take it.
Oh, Forgotten TV is the category that we're on right here. That second row middle.
I mean, do they look the same the before and after?
No, one over. That one right there. Look at that. Now, this is what they did to these people. Plastic surgery. It's not even the same person. Like they made one inch taller.
Yeah.
But I think this was kind of, and I might have dreamed this, but I think this is almost kind of like winning the lottery. Like the other side for these women was really bad, which is really sad.
Like they went back to their normal lives and they.
Well, I just think that
thought it was going to be different for them, and it wasn't.
Just there was just bad situations.
But see, it looks like all they did was fix her hair and put makeup on. Like I don't see major plastic surgery here.
No, her jawline's completely different. Her chin's completely different. Her nose is completely different. They did a forehead job. I mean, everything.
Quick look at our calendar there. Yeah, absolutely. I would imagine from the waist down that they did a little work there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Not the waist down. Excuse me, neck down.
Neck down. Okay, all right. Wow. Okay, I did not know where we were going there.
Well, I mean, calf implants.
Yes, okay.
Get rid of the cankles.
Sure.
That is our 4 Downs today, brought to you by.
It is brought to you by Bojangles. Don't forget those new Bowberry cookies back at Bojangles. If you love a cookie, it is bow time.
Yeah, and our friends at Gutter Cap LT. If you're looking to cap that gutter one more time, clean it out and cap it. Gutter Cap can increase the value of your home. A lot of you are starting to think about selling that home this summer.
Yeah, look, you've thought about it. You know you don't want to clean the gutters out anymore. At least make the phone call. Get the absolutely free estimate from our good friend Chris Stewart, 205-823-2212. You're going to have rain in the area over the next few days. One thing you want to make sure the gutters are clean and free-flowing. Gutter Cap will do that. A patented aluminum cover system fits over the existing gutter. It will keep all that debris out. Cap it, don't snap it. The last thing you want to do is get on the roof. You slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. You're no good to the wife or kids. 205-823-2212 or guttercapbirmingham.com.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
The biggest and baddest track in NASCAR, Talladega Superspeedway is ready to put on another amazing show in April. If you've never been to this track, you've got to come check it out. 2.5 miles of nothing but pure speed and incredible action at every turn. Don't miss the Jack Links 500 NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway. It's April 25th through the 27th, and you can get your tickets right now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. That's TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
You could win a Cadillac CT5 or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Cadillac CT5 and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings April 5th and 6th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older, must be present to win.
Hang out with the Next Round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out The Next Round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Looking for a great place for that boring meeting? Leave the office and go to the Golfus. What about corporate events like board meetings, sales meetings, customer appreciation events? How about the Golfus? Watch parties for football and basketball, parties for birthdays or couple showers. The Golfus is a great place for those. The Golfus has Birmingham's best golf simulators and man caves in Vestavia on Highway 31, opening soon in Trussville and on Highway 280. Bring whatever you want to eat or drink, even bring your own clubs. Get out of the office. Go to the Golfus. Book your spot now at thegolfus.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com. That's nextroundlive.com.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
The road to the Indy 500 runs through Birmingham, May 2nd through the 4th. The fastest IndyCar drivers in the world, O'Ward, Dixon, and Newgarden will put their skills to the test with one goal in mind: victory. Witness Miss America Abby Stockard give the most iconic command in all of racing as the Grand Marshal. May starts here. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours today.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We've got to get to our college football spotlight here in just a second. But this hour is brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. I got an interesting Dabo stat for you after I tell you about Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Dabo Swinney would love Champy's right there in Alabaster. He was a Pelham kid right there on that Pelham Alabaster line like I was. You can make it down to Champy's on Highway 119 in Alabaster and enjoy the best lunch possible. Great dinner, happy hour location as well, destination, date night if you want, or to take a out-of-town guest, especially those damn Yankees. Take them down there to Highway 119 in Alabaster and let good Southern food calm the nerves of any stressful workday. It's right there. Champy's Chicken, Highway 119, brined overnight, cooked to order, that Southern fried chicken, hand-cut chicken fingers, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It's Champy's world-famous fried chicken. Sterling and the crew down there. Dabo Swinney, this from Chris Lowe, ESPN. Dabo Swinney versus coaches who are now Hall of Fame, College Football Hall of Fame coaches, is 22-14 all-time against guys who are part of the College Football Hall of Fame.
Well, first of all, that's a lot of games to play against Hall of Fame coaches.
22-14. He's only got one losing record.
I know who that is.
Who is it?
Nick Saban.
It is not.
How is it not?
I mean, did he pad this against Mac Brown? How's he got so many wins?
That helped.
He's 2-5 against Steve Spurrier. I think he and Saban split their meetings.
So it's a 500 meeting?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
So
obviously,
Tommy
he won.
Bowden was that kickoff classic in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the other times, how many times did they play? It was only 3, right?
I think it was 4.
I thought it was
3 in national championship games and
one in the
semifinals.
Yeah. So I guess it was 2 and 2.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
Yeah.
So Saban, Urban Meyer, and Larry Blakeney going in this year, and Dabo 22-14 all time against coaches that are in the College Football Hall of Fame. That from Chris Lowe of ESPN.
Wait, so do you have the coaches, or is it just?
I don't,
okay.
but he just pointed out
Okay.
Spurrier. He's 2-5 against, the only one with a losing record. But I assume Mac Brown is in there. I don't know if I assume Clemson and North Carolina played while he was there. I don't know who else that Dabo has played over the years. Bobby Bowden would be in there.
Yeah, Frank Beamer.
Frank Beamer would be in there. So, but 22-14 against Hall of Famers.
That's a lot of games against Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I mean, is that as impressive as versus top 25s?
Probably no, because you can get, I mean, with all due respect to Coach Blakeney, I mean, that's Troy.
And
right?
Bowden on his downside.
Bowden and Beamer both on downsides of their programs at the end. Let's do our spotlight. It is brought to you by our man, Alexander Shunnarah. Hit it.
The College Football Spotlight.
The Shunnarah Spotlight presented by Alexander Shunnarah. When he started his firm right here in Birmingham, his mission was to create a firm that could handle any issue his community faced. Well, he's done just that. The firm now handles not only any personal injury claim, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, it's Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com. That is Shunnarah.com.
Okay, it's a snapshot of who's winning the biggest college football rivalries right now. Now, it's not just who you think is going to win it right now, but who controls that rivalry right now, where it has been, where it is, and where it's going.
Okay.
All right. And I'm not just talking who leads all time.
Right.
It's who controls it right now. Let's go Clemson, Florida State. That's one of the great rivalries out there. Who controls that rivalry?
It's got to be Clemson right now. I don't know what their streak would be, but
well, I mean, it's only one.
The streak's only one?
Yeah, because Florida State
was unbeaten.
Yeah, beat
that's
them
right.
Because remember, Clemson missed the kick. They brought the guy in from France. And he missed a chippy.
Okay, so not the streak, but let's, out of the last 5, I envision Clemson having won 4 of the last 5, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Clemson. I'm just saying that you only have to go back to last year.
You're right.
Yeah, but, you're attacking it the way I want you to attack it. It's not necessarily about who's won the most in a row or anything like that. It's where we are. Just Feinbaum.
We are. It's nowhere close.
Yeah, I go back where Feinbaum used to write this after the Iron Bowl. The scales of the state is tipped to Auburn or Alabama. It's where it is right now moving forward. I think Clemson's in a better place.
Clemson's won 7 of the last 8. They were just in the college football playoffs. Yeah, Clemson is in control of that one.
Okay. They put Oregon and Oregon State here as, but it's Oregon Washington to me. Where Oregon Washington?
Well, it's definitely Oregon. I mean, Washington had the one moment with Kalen DeBoer getting the win there, but Oregon
beat them twice.
Yeah, he was 2-0 against
Oregon is the better program and will be the better program.
Yeah, I think it's Oregon, but
not as much as I think Brown's putting out there, but it is Oregon.
Yeah. What do you mean? I mean, Oregon just won the Big Ten in their first year.
You make it sound like there's a gap.
Oh, there is.
That is going to be compared to some of these that I'm about to get to. But
well, no, I mean, I don't mean, to make it sound like it would be, like Alabama versus Mississippi State. But, I mean, Oregon is in a much, much better place than Washington right now. And I think we'll be in a better place than Washington for quite a while.
They are, but if Kalen DeBoer had not left, you would not be saying that.
But he did, and you're right, I wouldn't probably. Now, let me back this up. Washington won 3 straight. It wasn't just 2 straight, it was 3 straight.
Yeah, twice in 1 year, yeah.
Twice in 1 year, yes. But 5 of the last 8 have gone to Oregon, and they dominated way before that.
Yeah.
And their program's just in a better spot.
I agree.
It has been consistently.
I just don't think the gap is the same. Ohio State, Penn State. I threw this one in there because I think that is a rivalry. It's Ohio State right now. But
easy.
Penn State's been really close. They just can't push through.
They don't win those games.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. Who beat Ohio State last year to keep them from the Big Ten championship game?
Michigan.
Michigan did.
Yeah.
They had to lose somewhere else though, didn't they? Oregon. Okay.
Oregon. Yeah.
Big Ten. Auburn, Georgia. It's Georgia by a lot right now.
Dominated
by a lot.
Yeah, it's a big gap right now.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia might even be more dominant over Auburn than Bama is.
They are.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Auburn and Georgia. Auburn hasn't won in Athens. It's
20 years?
Is it the Ronnie Daniels game? Was that their last win in Athens? Am I right about that?
I think so.
That seems right.
I think it's been 20 years.
Yeah, I mean,
21 years.
That again, I mean, it's just been domination by Georgia. And there are times that they have been able to conquer the Alabama beast when Alabama was at their best. They have never been able to do that with Georgia in this run for Georgia. Auburn has not won this game since 2017, which was the first of the 2 meetings at Auburn.
Snapshot of who's winning college football's great rivalries right now. Alabama, Tennessee, it's evened up all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's probably a draw right now.
Yeah.
I mean, depending
And
on
it's hard to say because if you go back to the Gibbs drop and the incredible field rush. I mean, if you don't have that, and then the second half was so crazy this year, it's flat out domination by Alabama, but you feel like it's a balanced rivalry right now in the moment.
I still give Alabama a slight edge.
You got to go small window to call it a balanced rivalry. If you go big window, it's dominant Alabama, not even close. But if you go small window, it's more balanced.
4 years, they've split the game.
That's it, yeah. And Tennessee has been to a college football playoff in that time.
Snapshot, Texas A&M.
Well, they've played once in 20 years, so you could only go by one game there, which Texas won, obviously. Their program's in a better
trending
spot.
in the right spot,
Yeah. But not as big a gap as probably it should be.
I don't know. I mean, Texas A&M feels like an 8-win program to me, and Texas has been in college football playoffs twice now.
We've got better programs coming up that you're going to ask about, but I think there's the other side where the rival just lives in their head.
Sadly, Florida, Georgia. It's Georgia by a lot, right?
Yep, they've dominated. Now, Florida's getting closer. Like, they were right in that game this year, and was it Lagway that got hurt? Who was the quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the last time Georgia lost this game was 2020, right? Kyle Trask?
Yes. Yeah. But Georgia has dominated that one.
USC, Notre Dame.
It's Notre Dame.
But how much?
Right now, a decent amount. I mean, look, SC was very much in the game. They threw 2 pick-sixes in the fourth quarter last year. But, Notre Dame's in a better spot right now.
3 more. Oklahoma, Texas.
Oklahoma. That's one of those I'm talking about. Oklahoma lives in their head.
Yeah, Texas program is in a better spot, but it's hard to ignore the outcomes of the game.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is Texas. So Oklahoma's won 5 of 7 and 7 of 10, but 2 of the last 3 Texas has won, and they've won going away. So there is something to say about that, but, I mean, like this year's game, I mean, on the survey, I think Oklahoma's going to win this year's game.
Already? You think
I do.
Oklahoma's going to win
Early
the game?
call by you.
Yeah.
I would just say, like, if you told an Oklahoma fan, take that game off the table, would you rather have your success over the last 5 years or Texas' success over the last 5 years? It's a no-brainer, right? They take Texas in a heartbeat. So I think that tells you where the Texas program is in relation to the Oklahoma program. But to Lance's point, when they meet on the field, it doesn't always show up that way.
The games at Jordan have been close, but Alabama-Auburn, it's Alabama. How much?
By a lot.
Pretty significantly.
I mean, if you could take away the Bryce Young comeback and the Gravedigger, then it's much different.
Unfortunately for Auburn, you can't take those away, and they're blowouts in Bryant-Denny.
It is pretty insane when you think about the last decade of this rivalry. Or I guess going back a little bit more than a decade when you put in the kick six. And just some of the – even go back to 2010 with the comeback.
Yep.
I mean,
it was a war down there at Jordan-Hare in 2009.
I don't remember Michigan, Ohio State, these games being this intriguing. Can you guys?
Not really. I mean, you've had some wild moments, but the Jordan-Hare Iron Bowls are the best football rivalry games that ever get played.
Where is it this year, Brown?
Let's see. They played in Bryant-Denny last season. Yeah. It'll be in Jordan-Hare.
Jordan-Hare this year.
And Hugh Freeze fighting for his first win in that series, which history will show you. A lot of coaches don't get the fourth crack at winning that thing.
Yep.
Historically, if you lose your first 2
and
then lose your third one.
I think Alabama.
Yeah, it'd be wild.
Bama is a college football playoff team this year, but I think that number is going to be one of the smaller numbers we've seen in the Iron Bowl in a long time.
I don't know that I have ever seen another rivalry that is more impacted by where it's played than that one.
Yeah. And then there's Michigan and Ohio State. How do you judge that one right now?
I judge it Michigan right now.
Yeah, I mean, both have won a national championship in the last 2 years, and Michigan has owned it on the field. Now,
but Ohio State owned it for so long,
they
and they're the reigning national champions.
Because remember, Harbaugh was going to get fired. He was going to get fired because he can never really get over that hump. It was always around 10 wins, but he couldn't beat Ohio State.
But I wonder, let me do that again. So if you were a Michigan fan and you said, take the game off the board, all right, would you want your last 5 years or Ohio State's last 5 years? They'd take Ohio State's, wouldn't they? I think you'd have to.
Probably.
Both have a national championship, so you're not giving up a national championship to do that.
I think Ohio State's been in 4 of the 5 playoffs.
Yeah, so I think you would take Ohio State's 5 years over Michigan's. But now when you put that game back in the mix, the way Michigan has dominated it, it changes your answer.
I agree. That's our spotlight today, brought to you by Alexander Shunnarah.
When you're in need of an attorney, Shunnarah.com. That is Shunnarah.com.
And Michelson Laser Vision bringing you this great look at college football. One more thing in college football, and then we're going to talk a little Talladega racing here in a second.
205-969-8100, the number that I called more than 2 decades ago. I wore the contacts. I was wasting money each and every year on the contacts. And solution, went to see Dr. Mort Michelson in 2003. He was the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama back in 1995. Make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy Toe. The Next Round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
For you Georgia fans out there, On3 Sports is projecting now that you're going to get Jason Cantwell, the offensive tackle, who is the number 1 recruit right now. Not in the portal. This is a high school recruit. Number 1 player is a tackle, and Jason Cantwell is being projected in a Fong bomb to Georgia.
Doesn't work, by the way. They tried to copy the other one. It doesn't work.
And they did, out of the portal, pick up Illinois running back Josh McCray, who had 600 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns last year for Illinois. He'll be a nice bruiser for Kirby Smart there. Oregon State's game with Houston being moved from Saturday to Friday night in that weird Pac-12 CW TV schedule. That's not a bad Friday night game there. And then, of course, the draft is tonight in the National Football League. Bleacher Report puts out these 8 players who could be or likely will be traded. We talked earlier about the Giants edge rusher Kayvon Thibodeau. If they get Abdul Carter, he's likely going to be traded. We said the same thing about Travis Etienne. If they get the running back Genty, he'll be traded. Kirk Cousins, they're looking for someone to pay around $20 million of his $37.5 million guaranteed contract. Anybody pay $20 million for Kirk Cousins?
I mean, right now, the New York Giants need quarterback for the future. They've got Russell Wilson, though, right now. The Jets have got Justin Fields right now, but they need quarterback of the future. The Cleveland Browns, they got Joe Flacco, but they need quarterback of the future.
But Cousins is going to be like those guys. He's just a short-term fix, right?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, Cousins is 36 years old now. You might have 2 or 3 years. Cousins is in a weird spot. Now, the good news for him is he's going to get paid regardless. But I just don't know if you're going to find a trade partner, not even near what Atlanta wants for him.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens tonight. NFL Draft, 7 o'clock, ESPN, ABC, and the NFL Network. Nick Saban, part of the broadcast tonight on ABC.
He is indeed. This weekend at the Talladega Superspeedway, our friends at the Speedway are hosting the Jack Links 500 weekend on the NASCAR circuit. The president of the Talladega Superspeedway, good friend of ours, Brian Crichton, joins us now. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Hey, doing well. How are you guys?
Doing awesome. I know it's another exciting weekend out there. I will start by the new sponsor, and we were tipped off on this in the end of the fall race last year that this was coming before you guys announced it. And I remember when we got tipped off, we were like, this is the perfect sponsor for Talladega. Jack Links and the Sasquatch and all that, just absolutely perfect for Talladega.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you guys have seen their social channels, but it started off with Sasquatch up on top of Cheehaw Mountain over here and him making his way down to Talladega Superspeedway. So there have already been sightings of Sasquatch in the infield. There's a lot of great activities, a lot of great things planned for this weekend. Jack Links is just a perfect fit for Talladega Superspeedway.
So, Brian, this time of year in late April, do you catch yourself looking at your phone more for ticket requests or checking the weather app to see what it's going to be like on the weekend for you guys?
So I don't check the weather until the 7-day forecast on local TV, just because you just can't trust it out there if it's 10, 12, 15 days out. But every morning I wake up and I flip through all the different channels, and whichever one has that rain chance the lowest, that's the one I stick with.
Optimism, love it.
Right, yep.
There was a rumor back in the day, your predecessor, one of them, put a heavy influence on local meteorologists to make sure that the forecast at least had some sunshine on the 7-day during ticket selling premium time 10 days out.
That's a tradition that continues at Talladega Superspeedway. We beg and beg and beg to not have those lightning bolts or any kind of rain or any kind of dark clouds, just have sunshine. I mean, it is a forecast, right? They're just forecasting.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
What could go wrong?
It's like trying to pick the winner of the race. You never know at Talladega. Speaking of Talladega, one of the great traditions is camping. We've already had 3 viewers today tweet us that, hey, we're watching and listening to you guys from the Talladega campground. You guys do a great job of making it so hospitable, some free camping, some paid camping there. But tell us about the camping that's going on out there, and it's been that way all week already.
Yeah, it is. And we load in our outside campground starting on Monday. And that's where our 3 free campgrounds are. So all you have to do is have a Sunday ticket, and you can camp for a week, Monday to Monday, taking all the great activities as well. They were lined up last week to get to Monday. So they spent Easter weekend here with us at Talladega Superspeedway. We loaded in our iconic infield. What's today?
Today is Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we loaded in yesterday. It is already probably half full in there. So, they were just stacked and ready to load in yesterday. Heard a lot of music coming from the infield last night. So the party's begun in the infield.
Let's walk through the calendar. Give us some of the highlights that you guys will have Friday night and Saturday night. There's always stuff there for fans. You can see all this at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, but we'll let Brian hit some of the highlights of what fans can expect if they're hanging around Friday and Saturday night leading up to the Sunday race.
Yeah, 3 great days of on-track activity. So tomorrow we're going to have the Xfinity Series qualifying, as well as ARCA Menard Series practice. And then Saturday, some people call it a doubleheader because it's a doubleheader race, but I call it a tripleheader because all 3 series are on track. So we're going to start off with the Cup Series qualifying. We're then going to go to the ARCA race and then the Xfinity Series race. Let me back up a little bit. On Friday night, inside of our iconic infield, we're going to have the big show on the boulevard, which is, a parade down Talladega Boulevard, a lot of fun games and activities. We got driver floats, so there's going to be a bunch of drivers out there. And then we have fireworks after that as well. So, another great Friday night. And then Saturday night, we've got Justin Moore in concert inside of our iconic infield. So all you have to do is have a Sunday ticket, and that concert's free. You can come in after the Saturday track activity. Of course, if you have an infield ticket, that's all included in that as well. And then, of course, Sunday, the big one, the Jack Links 500 is going to roll off here at 2 o'clock Central Time.
Justin Moore is a great ticket, standalone concert there. If you just want to go to get the Sunday ticket and enjoy that, and the racing coming up on Sunday. For so many years, it was, my dad just passed. He was such a Dale Sr. fan. My mom then loved Dale Jr., and we knew how popular they were at Talladega. Is Chase Elliott that guy now? Who is the fan favorite at Talladega? When you look at the T-shirts and the hats in the stands, is Elliott that guy? Is there somebody else?
He is. Chase Elliott's that guy here now. The roar of the crowd when he takes the lead is similar to Junior and kind of close to Dale. But, those guys, obviously, Talladega Superspeedway and the Earnhardts, it's synonymous. But yes, Chase is the fan favorite here, probably because Georgia's right next door, our second largest market. That Atlanta market comes over here, and so that probably has a little bit to do with it as well. But there's lots of great young drivers as well, whether it's Ryan Blaney and the litany of the other drivers that are coming up. They're doing great. And by the way, I don't know if you guys heard, but Cletus McFarland is racing in the ARCA race on Saturday.
Oh, tell us about Cletus McFarland now. Tell me more.
You don't know about Cletus?
I do not know about Cletus McFarland.
Cletus, but how's he racing?
I was counting on Dunaway to know what this meant, so tell us.
Yeah, so Cletus McFarland is an ARCA driver now. He raced in the ARCA race down in Daytona. He's coming to Talladega. I urge everybody out there to go ahead and to Google Cletus McFarland Daytona interview. Because, it is just core, authentic, Talladega. He mentions about soaring around the track like a bald eagle. He is just a really, really cool dude. He and his crew have actually bought 3 $5,000 RVs, and they're making the trek from Charlotte, North Carolina, down here to Talladega. They're placing those 3 RVs on Talladega Boulevard, and after the ARCA race, they're going to take it all in. So a huge YouTube star. He and Dale Jr. were out here last week doing some different things on track as well. So Cletus McFarland, he's going to be here, and it's going to take us to a whole nother level of fun inside of our infield.
His playlist is labeled like this: every single bald eagle spitting moment we've ever had with Cletus McFarland. Look at
That's
that.
Right.
Brown is laughing.
I want you to know he's got an amazing mullet. He does. Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I like this guy. Which car is he in, Brian? Which car is he in?
He's racing in the ARCA. What is it? The 47.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Yeah. All right.
I'll go back and look at my.
No. You're all good. I can look it up just as easy as you can.
Okay. Two days ago on Instagram, $5,000 RV challenge begins today. We're road tripping to Talladega, and he's got his RV on the front. It says "Road to Dega" on it, and it's hand painted, spray painted. Sides are the American flag.
Oh,
with
heck
stars.
yeah.
But he's done it with hand and spray cans.
God bless
it's
it.
an amazing RV that he's got to Talladega.
He's asking us if he can take a lap around the track with the 3 RVs before he places them on Talladega Boulevard. So we're still trying to work through that.
I was about to say that did not sound like an immediate yes to that.
I think you can do anything you want if you sign that release form, right?
That's right. We got to make sure we keep him off the high banks. We got to keep him on the apron.
All right, before you go, I'm going to give you time to think about your answer. I'm going to tell everybody what they can do. I'm going to put you on the spot for a second. A celebrity at Talladega you have dealt with, not a NASCAR driver or whatever, a celebrity you've dealt with that is nicer than you would have imagined. A really nice guy or lady that is a celebrity.
Well,
right?
I'll tell you, last year I put him in a bad spot because he worked really hard to get Brie chicken fried.
I remember this, yeah.
To spend 60 seconds with me, and then I didn't know what was going on, so I had misinterpreted, thinking that I was going to get to interview her. So when I approached her for an interview, she was very, very nice and talked to me for about 3 minutes, but she was not doing an interview with us. She had just agreed to meet
to meet you.
To meet the old guy from the local station. She didn't want to really do an interview with us, and we sort of ambushed her. So I apologize for that miscommunication on our part last year, but thank you for allowing me to meet such a nice lady from Barstool there.
So TalladagaSuperspeedway.com for all the information and to get your spot, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. A celebrity that you encountered at Talladega that is extremely nice, Brian.
Yeah, I'll tell you, our Saturday night concert, we have lots of different country stars that they are all just so humble and so nice when they come in. But the one that, it shouldn't have surprised me, but it did, was Charlie Daniels.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie, for his meet and greet, he asked if he could have an RV so he could sit down and each person could come in and he could actually have a conversation with that person. It wasn't just a walk in, put your arm around, click, 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 you're out. I mean, it was truly just, awesome to see him do that and think so much of his fans. So Charlie Daniels has got to be number one.
So right before that appearance, he was on our show. I know you don't remember this, but he was on our show, and it made an impact on all of us. We all, we get off and ask, give me an interview that you remember fondly, and I think all of us will throw that Charlie Daniels.
Yeah, it was great.
He was fantastic.
We asked him, do you get tired of playing? I think Lance asked him, you ever get tired of playing Devil Went Down to Georgia? And his answer was iconic. He was like, why would I get mad about playing that? They love it.
He said, I go every concert, my goal is to play my best version ever of Devil Went Down to Georgia. And he said, I'll get upset if I don't do it. And there's always something I can be better with that on. And I'm like, man, that's what your fans pay to see, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, when he fired up Devil Went Down to Georgia, it sounded like Dale Earnhardt Sr., Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Chase Elliott all took the lead lap here. All at the same time. I mean, the place just went bonkers. Yeah. It was so awesome. Getting goosebumps just now, thinking back to it.
That's really cool. We asked Greg Sankey a similar question. He met Pitbull at an event and said he is a very, how did he describe him?
A nice smelling man.
Nice smelling man. He smells very nice. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I had Pitbull, I help out down at Daytona as well, and Pitbull did the pre-race concert down there. So I was his VIP escort when I was down there. And, now that Greg mentions that, and now that I think about it, yeah, he's right. He is a good smelling man.
There you go. Pitbull, good smell. All right.
Yeah. He was also very, very nice as well. Again, very humble and thanked us for, everything that we did. Remember my name at the end. And so he's a great one as well. But I was focusing on Talladega.
His racing team is doing really well. So it's been a good addition having Pitbull there.
All right, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, at Talladega on social media. So go get tickets. I have said it many times. I'll just say it because Brian's on here. You guys know I've said it all week. If you have lived any amount of time in Alabama and haven't done this, you are missing out. That's all I'll tell you, whether you're a NASCAR fan or not. It's just an incredible show to go take it all in at Talladega Superspeedway. Brian, best of luck this weekend. Weather looks great. Thank you for the time.
Oh, I can't believe you said
thank
that.
you. I appreciate it. Kids 12 and under are free on Saturday. Great day to come out. Bring the family. The display's open. Everything's rocking and rolling. So if you're going to sample it on Saturday, and you probably will be back on Sunday.
There's no doubt. It'll bite you. I promise you that. Thank you, Brian. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. That's Brian Crichton, the president of Talladega Superspeedway, with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Pitbull has a car?
I think he had a race team for a while. I don't know if he still has it or not.
A Fireball car would be perfect for him,
that'd
wouldn't
be
it?
awesome, yeah.
Check me on that. Pitbull was a part owner of. Was he part owner of Front Row Racing? Maybe.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. He's got his hands in a lot.
Yeah. It seemed like he was part owner of a team, maybe for a short period of time.
Trackhouse Racing. There you go.
Yeah. It was very, very good.
First thing you get is why did Pitbull leave Trackhouse Racing? So I'm guessing he's no longer with him.
Well, I sensed that when Brian did not jump in and say, he really is a great car owner. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, we did see the
good smelling man,
the
not a car
Indy
owner.
open wheel a week ago today, and how small it was, but Pitbull could fit in that
He
thing.
could, Pitbull could. You weren't around for this. Unfortunately, your father had taken a turn there, and you were not able to be with us at walk-ons out of Trussville. But one of the people with the Indy Racing League walked up to us and is like, you guys ready to talk to Scott? And we're like,
Scott Dixon?
Scott McLaughlin. And she thought we were messing with her. We were not messing with her. So Lance and I just live on the show pull up the guy's Wikipedia page and start reading about him. Turned out to be one of the nicest guys in the world. And we did. Lance had to leave because he had to pick somebody up at the airport. We had totally not planned to even interview the guy.
He met his wife random night in Vegas.
That's
and
right.
She ended up moving to New Zealand with him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 20 minutes. He was a fantastic interview. Really nice guy.
Well, that's a big switch.
It is.
I mean, it's okay if you move from, in with somebody in the same town, move town to town, but when you go hemisphere to hemisphere, that's a move.
Yeah,
that's a commitment.
She's from a big Italian family on Long Island. He was when we go to her house, there are people everywhere, and the Italian food's outrageously good.
And they're probably not happy he took her to New Zealand.
I don't know. He makes a lot of money as an IndyCar driver. I bet they've come around on it.
I mean, what kind of accent does that kid have?
I know, Italian in New Zealand.
Our friends at Lake Fest, that big event's coming up. Talladega is one of those things that says, hey, summer is starting. Lake Fest is the same way, Brown.
It absolutely is. And this is the 15th annual Lake Fest at Logan Martin Lake, and it's presented by our friends at Amherst. You can be a part of it. LoganMartinLakeFest.com. That's LoganMartinLakeFest.com. May 9 through 11, Logan Martin Lake at Pell City. It is totally free to the public. It is Bama's biggest in-water boat show. 80 boats and vehicles on display, lake lifestyle vendors, food trucks, beer garden, live music all weekend, tons of giveaways, a fireworks show right after Sunset's Friday to honor our great United States veterans. Mermaids and Mateys Parade on Saturday. Free mimosas for Mom on Sunday. LoganMartinLakeFest.com. And for the first time in the history of Lakefest, Amherst is offering a 0.5% off interest rates. That could save you as much as $100 a month, up to $12,000 over the life of the loan. See more, LoganMartinLakeFest.com. That's LoganMartinLakeFest.com. Trash is next.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Hey, you. Days warming up, looking like spring. And at New Balance Birmingham, we've got the thing. What pops and what's fresh? Check the selects. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
The 15th annual Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show, presented by Amherst, is May 9th through the 11th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. The Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show is totally free to the public. Bama's biggest in-water boat show, 80 boats, lake lifestyle vendors, food trucks, beer garden, and live music all weekend long. There's fireworks on Friday night to honor veterans, a mermaid parade on Saturday, and free mimosas for Mama on Sunday. All by going to LoganMartinLakeFest.com, LoganMartinLakeFest.com. The biggest and baddest track in NASCAR is Talladega Superspeedway, and it's ready to put on another amazing show in April. If you've never been to the Talladega Superspeedway, you have to check it out. This beast is 2.5 miles of nothing but pure speed and incredible action at every single turn. Don't miss the Jack Links 500 NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 25th through 27th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. Don't miss the action. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit UrologyCentersAlabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm attorney Alexander Shunnarah, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
NFL draft tonight. Just down the calendar a little bit, we'll be back out at Greystone for the Regions Tradition coming up soon, Brown.
That's crazy, isn't it? To think about. The Regions Tradition is almost like the launch of spring. We'll be out there with our friends at Walk-Ons out on the 10th hole, the watering hole there. Our friends at Coca-Cola will have us doing the Coca-Cola Conversations, regionstradition.com for all the information.
Yeah, get your tickets there, regionstradition.com. regionstradition.com. Stop by and get those tickets and come see us on the Wednesday Pro-Am and hang around for the golf on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, regionstradition.com, regionstradition.com for the tickets there. Tonight, if Jalen Milroe goes in the first round, it will continue to cap an unbelievable run for Alabama of first-round quarterbacks. Bryce Young, Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts went in the second round. But of the first rounders, if Milroe went tonight, it would be one national championship with those first rounders. Tua was a backup. You can't count that with him. Jalen, the second rounder. So if you go McElroy, McCarron, Blake Sims, Jake Coker, Jalen Hurts as a starter. Jalen, got his as a starter, didn't finish the game, but that would be 5 national championships with that group, one with the guys who ended up going first rounder as the primary quarterback. A little bit of that's underachieving a little bit with that quality of quarterback play, though, isn't it, LT?
Boy, underachieving is a big word.
It does feel like
yeah. I mean, you think about how close Milroe was, and you can blame it on Seth McLaughlin, you can blame it on Milroe, you can blame it on play call, but that Michigan game, I mean, they're a play away from winning that, and they're going to beat Washington. You guys would agree with that, right?
I think so. I would think so. I guess the only way you could say underachieving is because your only expectation for Nick Saban teams was to win national championships. So by that definition, yeah, it's underachieving.
But Milroe didn't win one.
Nope.
If he goes in the first round. Bryce didn't win one.
He did not.
Didn't get to the playoffs.
Bryce?
No, yeah.
They were in the national championship game.
National championship game.
Bryce is the most surprising to me.
That he didn't win it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
didn't have the same type of talent around him that Mac Jones had when Mac Jones won it.
He would have thrown 100 touchdowns that year.
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. Anybody, and with all due respect to Mac Jones, you take any of the quarterbacks you named and put them on that 2020 offense, and they would have won the Heisman if Devontae Smith hadn't.
Right.
Two of the better college quarterback than all of them, right?
Huh?
Two of the better college quarterback than all of them?
I still say Bryce. Most people say Tua.
I would go Tua, and that's not Miami Dolphins.
And the best season was Max.
Yeah.
Fairness, though, Tua was throwing to better talent than Bryce was. If Bryce had the offensive line and the receivers that Tua had, who knows what would have happened. And then Jalen, his year as a full-time starter and finishing the national championship game they lost, it wasn't his fault. He left the field with the lead down in Tampa.
Well, you and I disagree on that, but okay.
What do you guys think about Bryce Young moving forward?
Well, what's Carolina do around him?
I think he's going to be really good.
He looked really different after being benched. When he came back the rest of the year, I thought he played totally different.
Well, if you look at this, they were 4-5 in their final 9 games. And from week 16 to 18, 10 touchdowns, no turnovers, third best QBR behind Pat Mahomes and Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I mean, he was a different quarterback at the end. There's no doubt.
Yeah, so I think once he starts to continue to build his confidence, and we'll see what they do. It's not like he had a lot of guys he was throwing to that are all pro guys.
Pretty crazy run of 9 years of those quarterbacks, and we'll see what Milroe does tonight. That's a massive 9-year run at the quarterback position for Alabama.
No doubt, because you weren't here Monday. Connor O'Gara, we mentioned it to you before, did one bad draft trend for every SEC school. Georgia's was the fact that since Matt Stafford, they have not had a quarterback drafted earlier than the 3rd round, and Stetson Bennett was that guy. Now, Stetson Bennett won championships, but even great Georgia hasn't pushed quarterbacks through like that. Ohio State, they've had some pretty good quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud, but they haven't pushed them through like that. I mean, who in America has a quarterback run like that? I mean, nobody does.
Yeah. We'll see if Milroe goes first round or not. If he does, cut number 1, Tyler, here's Kalen DeBoer on the show with the guys back on Friday, talking about what an NFL team will get with Jalen Milroe.
There's a level that Jalen had that's a high ceiling, and I think tapping into that, taking advantage of his strengths is what you when he's at his best and your team can flourish. And then I think just building everything around what that skill set is that are his strengths and continuing to develop the things that he can improve on. He can spin it. I mean, there is no question. Like, he can throw the football. And so now it's just a matter of putting the right pieces around him, get him in the comfortable moments, get him in a groove just like you would with any other quarterback.
You can go see that entire interview with Kalen DeBoer on a variety of different topics, both on our YouTube channel where you catch the video, but also you can catch up on anything you miss here on the show on our podcast platforms, the platform of your choice. If you're an Apple person, Spotify, Google Podcasts, you get it all right there. We always ask you to help us out by liking, following, subscribing, and the most important thing, turning on your automatic downloads. That helps us out a lot. And we appreciate you so much for doing that. Again, turn on those automatic downloads right there at Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. And you can see that whole interview or hear the whole interview that the guys had with Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer. That gets us to trash today. It is always brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Hit it, Tyler.
Sandra, how far has this family come?
We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
That was last year's draft, wasn't it? So good. Laura Rutledge tried to get the tearjerker question, and Mom completely misses it.
The Fire Festival back in the news.
Oh, I love it.
Billy McFarland, who was convicted of fraud over the disastrous Fire Festival in 2017.
Don't worry, be happy.
Has announced that that's
Bobby McFerrin.
Yeah, has announced that a planned follow-up has been canceled, and he's putting the festival's brand up for sale. And I know what the immediate question is going to be: What are you selling?
"Quote unquote" brand.
Now, last week
it might be the worst brand out there.
Fire Festival 2 was supposed to take place on the Isla Mujeres, Mexico, between May 30th and June 2nd. It was indefinitely postponed, with ticket holders informed they had been issued refunds. McFarland founded the event 8 years ago and billed it as the ultimate beach party, promising attendees the chance to rub shoulders with celebrities while luxuriating on the white sandy shores of the Caribbean island.
Is that a real word? Luxuriating?
It's
I know
right
it's in
here,
the
yeah.
articles.
Now,
Never heard
instead,
that.
announced acts such as Blink-182 and Migos dropped out, and guests were left to languish in ratty tents while being served up cheese sandwiches. Now, the situation inspired a pair of dueling documentaries and landed McFarland in jail on a federal fraud conviction. Now, a second event was planned for this year, never materialized. In a news statement posted on the festival's official website, quote, when my team and I launched Fire Festival 2, it was about two things: finishing what I started and making things right. Over the past 2 years, we poured everything into bringing fire back with honesty, transparency, relentless effort, and creativity. We've taken the long road to rebuilding trust. We rebuilt momentum, and we proved one thing without a doubt: fire is one of the most popular attention engines in the world. Here's the problem. It ain't that difficult to put on a festival, is it?
You need an open field, a stage, and some electricity, probably some portalets.
Did you not learn from your first go-around?
Yeah, this guy just keeps trying to do it in the most difficult places possible. It's his problem. Like, you go find a big old farm in Coleman, yeah, you can pull one off. I mean, we've seen that.
You know, I thought it was easy, too, and I tried it.
I'm not saying it's easy.
I tried it at the University of Montevallo with my fraternity, Outrigger, and you lose a lot of money if you don't have good, secure gating around an open field.
Who did y'all have in?
We had some bands and we had Rock 99. I can't remember the bands that were there, but they were club bands.
Was Tone the Bone out there?
Tony Curry was there. They had a cab that would go to their events, like an old yellow taxi cab. It was the Rock 99 cab, and he was doing a remote from there with the cab. I can't remember the club bands, but I do believe, I don't know if it was the Cheesebrokers or Mel and the Party Hats or both, but they were part of it. But the problem for us was, we had paid these bands to be there, all-day music, and the gating was basically not fenced. It was that kind of stuff you put up at a softball tournament in the outfield, and when you're playing on a baseball field.
Easy to step over?
Yeah. At some point,
Nobody watching?
At some point, you just push it down and walk over.
Oh, so
it.
you said the problem was other people that weren't supposed to be there were showing up.
Yeah. They didn't buy a ticket.
They didn't buy whatever the price to get in was. They were just walking in, and all of a sudden you got a packed field, everyone having a good time.
And most of them don't have tickets.
But most of them didn't pay tickets, so we ended up losing money on the bands.
Oh, I remember people used to make the run for the wall at the amphitheater.
Oh, yeah?
Try to jump it on the backside.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I saw, dude, I knew he was getting pulled. One of his friends is pulling one way, and then the security on the other side's pulling the other.
Stretch Armstrong.
He's melting off the
Stretch
fence.
Armstrong.
He got arrested that night.
Let's pull them apart, see what's in the middle.
So they went on to say, quote, we've decided the best way to accomplish our goals is to sell the Fire Festival brand, including its trademarks, IP, digital assets, media reach, and cultural capital to an operator that can fully realize its vision.
I do like the name Fire Festival.
Let's spell it right, though.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know why you sell this brand. It is an awful brand. If I want to do this, I'm just going to name it something else.
Yeah, the connotation that goes with this is just, it's a failure. Right?
I mean,
it's a scam.
You could let Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or any great American businessman buy this. They can't save that brand. This brand has been a disaster.
Now, McFarland, who served 4 years of a 6-year sentence for his fraud conviction, still owes $26 million in restitution after the failure of the original Fire Festival. Now, tickets for Fire Festival 2, which was marketed under the slogan, as you see, Fire Festival 2 is real, went on sale in February, started at a fee of $1,400 and up to $25,000, while premium packages were also being sold for as much as $1.1 million. I think sold is a strong word in there.
Probably.
Yeah, it should be asking for it. They were asking $1.1 million for packages, because that's what happened with the first Fire Festival. Everybody thought it was just a bunch of ultra wealthy people going, but it was really people who thought they were getting an all-inclusive festival weekend for under $1,000.
Yeah, with your food and drink included.
Yes.
You get there and you don't have food and drink, that becomes very dangerous.
You don't have water, but they did go back to the barter system, didn't they?
Yeah.
They had cheese sandwiches and they didn't have water, so everybody was just drinking tequila, but then that caused its own set of problems.
Indeed, that will, as it will.
Yeah, you start making bad choices.
I was trying to explain to my 11-year-old when we were in D.C., we were at the Smithsonian, the U.S. History Museum, and there was a thing about Woodstock, and I was trying to explain that to her. Do you know how impossible that is to explain to an 11-year-old?
Yeah.
Just the concept of Woodstock. Well, there was this farmland out in New York, and they did these concerts and people started showing up and there was no food, there was no drink, there's nowhere to use the bathroom, and it rained, and it's like,
were they being punished at?
Yeah, I mean, well, why were they there? Why did they not just watch it on YouTube?
So this is my favorite trash story of the day. I laughed out loud when I read this. Katy Perry just touched the edge of space. We all heard this story, right?
One of our America's great astronauts. Yeah.
No, Wendy's just touched a nerve in one of the strangest brand versus celebrity moments of the year. Wendy's fast food chain lobbed spicy shot at Katy Perry. The milestone moment went viral on social media, and that's when Wendy's account quipped, "Can we send her back?" ?
Amazing.
I mean, that is just, and this is why Wendy's is one of the best at social media. They're original, they're fun, they take shots. This is what social media, in my opinion, should be. And it's one of the reasons that Wendy's basically has as many followers as McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Do you follow Wendy's?
No.
I don't.
Okay,
but I just see stories like this.
There's my point.
No,
There's my point.
No.
But it brings it to my attention.
You're asking the wrong guy because I'm not a social media guy.
Yeah.
But I would think that people that like witty posts, they're following Wendy's. I mean, there's 4 million people following them.
Katy Perry is getting roasted, by the way. She's trying to act like she was Neil Armstrong or something. I mean,
It was a PR stunt.
It was a PR stunt, and they were in space maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't even think they went to space.
Yeah, I mean, that is another conspiracy. Everything has become a conspiracy. Have you seen it?
On that.
Have you seen it, Tyler?
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Jim?
I've seen the story that they go to the outer envelope of our atmosphere, slip into what is considered the first rung of space. Yes.
Yeah. They went just above the Kármán line, but not into actual orbit.
I wouldn't want to do it.
I don't even really care about that. But the conspiracy theory is that they never even left ground hardly.
Okay, but
because
this is a better post. I kissed the ground and I liked it. Can we send her back? Does nothing for me. I kissed the ground and I liked it. A play off of one of her songs. Love that post.
Send her back's awesome.
Yeah, no,
that's
not creative at all. That's creative. I kissed the ground and I liked it.
Send her back makes you laugh out loud. Jeeves, help me out here.
I like send her back. I like the I kissed the ground and I like it, and I like this one down here. Now she knows what it's like to be a plastic bag floating in the wind.
Well, here's what I don't get: how people get upset with this. Like, they came back, and this is close to her camp. Quote, Wendy's didn't make a joke, they made a choice. This wasn't harmless banner. This was a billion-dollar brand using its platform to publicly demean a woman. When billion-dollar brands join in, it's irresponsible.
Yeah, I mean, they're overreacting.
That is so stupid.
Yeah, I think Katie's brought a lot of this on herself, trying to act like.
I think it's irresponsible to spend the amount of money it costs to go to space and send Katy Perry.
Well, I mean,
instead of an astronaut.
I mean, was this Elon Musk or was this Bezos?
Bezos.
Yeah, Bezos.
Yeah,
so
Blue
this
Origin.
is the great American business people that Brown was just talking about. Here.
No, he is. I mean, Bezos is worth billions, hundreds of billions. But there was video of him running up and grabbing the spacecraft, right? And they're like, that thing would be about 7,000 degrees after re-entry. So, I mean, there are a lot of holes in the story if you start digging deep enough in the conspiracies. Now, it's not J.D. Vance killing the Pope, but it is still fairly
Which,
deep.
after watching
Conclave.
Conclave, I think it's possible.
Did J.D. Vance kill the Pope?
Yeah.
But do you burn up on re-entry if you just go to this outer envelope of our atmosphere?
That's what people are saying. Yeah,
I don't think you get the friction on your return inside the atmosphere.
Yeah, if you don't exit yes, and that's what people are saying. Is like, that there are a lot of holes in this story.
Yeah.
But I am going to follow Wendy's now, Dunaway.
Well, good. Follow it.
Go get you a burger.
Great.
That was one thing I saw when I was looking up pictures of the Wendy's tweets is people are eating at Wendy's and saying the Katy Perry tweets made them say,
well, of course, Wendy's is going to say that now.
Well,
was it not Wendy's who wants to say it?
From other people.
Oh, it was other people?
Social media when I was
It is
looking
funny
for the
once a
pictures.
year. I think that's a good trash thing for once a year to pull some of their best tweets because we did that one time before and that was hilarious.
Yeah, they do like there's one day a year where they just roast everybody. People like roast me or something like that, I think.
Yeah, what is that day?
Roast day?
Yeah,
they're good at it though.
Yeah. They are.
I remember that one trash we did where just a bunch of them. It was fantastic.
Former tennis world's number one. Let me take that back. Andre Agassi is going to make his professional debut in the fast-growing sport of pickleball next week.
He looks like Jeff Bezos.
He is going to team up with the top-ranked Anna Lee Waters for the mixed doubles at the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, invented in 1965. I did not realize pickleball goes that way back.
Well, I'd have guessed 5 years ago.
Group of American friends, pickleball, fast-paced paddle sport similar to tennis and badminton. Now Waters, 18 years old, Professional Pickleball Association's top-ranked player in the world for singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. And Agassi said he would probably weigh her down. 54-year-old added that he did not see him joining the growing ranks of the pro pickleball players after the tournament.
Yeah, they do these all-star matches that get pretty good ratings. They broadcasted either on ESPN or ESPN2 before this. Forget who did it last year. It seemed like Roddick and somebody played Steffi Graf and somebody recently.
I can believe they get good TV ratings because so many people play pickleball now. Yeah, I mean, it's smart of ESPN to try to dive in.
It's so condensed. I've seen it on, sitting in a restaurant or a bar and seen it on the TV. I've played one time. I had one of our listeners reach out, and they've got their own court.
I thought you were going to play a lot more after that.
He reached out again, and I wanted to. I love it. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and it was quick to pick up. I mean, if
I've got a friend who remodeled their lake house, and they took out their tennis courts and put in pickleball courts.
Jim,
didn't Taylor do that?
Yeah, that's my friend.
I mean,
I know somebody that did that.
I wasn't gonna.
Was that supposed to be secret?
I just wasn't gonna name the name, but yeah.
I mean, we talked about doing like Olympic games from there, Summer Olympics.
I just thought that was pretty cool. That you got a couple. Pickleball courts.
I think there's that house that we looked at to possibly do this. Yeah. They took out their tennis courts and they put in pickleball. I think a lot of people are doing that because more and more people play.
I know a guy that builds them. Like part of he owns a construction company, and he told me
just A+.
No, it is not Rabel. He told me though that he said he had a crew in Virginia building pickleball courts. Like he for some reason has become, and he just goes and bids the jobs, but for some reason he's become like the go-to for pickleball. And I was talking to him not long ago, and he was telling me the story behind it. And he's like, "You would not believe
how quick build
these
one?
Courts are going up fairly quick."
Yeah, I mean, I would think that would be like a less than a week project.
I couldn't answer that part of it, but they start to finish, I think, is pretty quick. But he was telling me all the states he had been in. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" He goes, "Brown, they are building these things everywhere."
I would think you would just need to change the paint on like tennis courts.
Well, you could, but then there are some places that don't have the tennis courts.
And
already.
You're going to have a really flat lot.
Yeah.
Finally, a man who couldn't remember where he parked his car while on a bachelor weekend in Cork, Ireland, has finally been reunited with his vehicle almost a month later.
A month it took him to
now,
find
Kieran from Wicklow visited the city for a stag party on Friday, April 4th, has spent every weekend since searching for his misplaced car, explaining how he came to lose his car. I want to say, quote, "I got into the city late at night. I couldn't find anywhere to park. I got fed up. I drove way out of the city towards the south of the city. Not sure how far out I drove, but I parked up in the estate. And since then, I haven't been able to lay an eye on my car since. I just can't find the estate." Now, the group enjoyed the weekend, but when Sunday evening came and it was time to head home, Kieran was left behind searching for the car. He went on to say, "One of the boys stayed back with me. We drove around Cork. We were looking 5 hours around Cork Estates and looking for the car. Unable to locate this wine-colored 2010 Skoda Superb." I've never heard of that kind of car.
Nope.
Forcing him to visit Cork every weekend since in his search of the vehicle. Went on to say, "We searched 59 estates. I took the name of every estate we were in. We were there the whole day doing it." His search finally came to an end today when a listener on the radio that heard about the story got in touch with him. Susan McGuire, who heard Kieran's appeal on the radio, got in touch to report she had spotted the vehicle on top of Torrey Top Road, 30 minutes from the city center, and he was reunited with his car.
Isn't A.J. Brown looking for his car now?
Yeah, somebody stole it, and he said, "Bring it back, and there'll be no consequences," basically.
If you don't, there will be consequences.
If you don't, I'm coming after you.
So there's still hope that he could end up getting his car back.
I think his got recovered.
Oh, A.J. Brown's did? Okay, good.
Was it yesterday we did that story in trash?
2 days ago.
2 days ago? Yeah. So the guy got it 2 days ago.
They ended up finding it later that day.
Oh, good. No consequences.
One piece? One piece?
Yep, all in one piece.
No chop
I
shop.
looked up Skoda because I didn't know that car manufacturer when I pulled the story last night. It's a Czech car maker.
Okay.
And they sell cars everywhere except Japan, U.S., and Canada. So that explains why we have not seen any Skoda Superbs driving down 280.
Those Euro license plates are very boring.
Yeah, but I would tell you the Skoda looks like it was if you just said that was rolling through the streets in a 1960s Bond movie, you'd be like, yeah, I would do that.
It's kind of a good-looking car, actually.
It kind of looks like
retro.
Almost a Lincoln.
Yeah, I can see some Lincoln in there. Yeah.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy, and also our friends at NASCAR. We had Brian on earlier from the track, and he's ready for the big racing weekend out there. Infield filling up already.
That's right. Justin Moore in that concert you heard. You can see everything that is coming up at Talladega this weekend. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Great place for you to go get your tickets and secure your spot at the Jack Links 500 weekend. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. It is the most intense racing you'll see in all of NASCAR, just turn after turn at maximum speeds. You just feel it in your soul when you go there. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com for the Jack Links 500 weekend this weekend.
Not in trash. I left it just in case, but Jake Paul is moving to Decatur, Georgia, where he bought a $42 million estate.
$42 million in Decatur, Georgia?
Yeah, I want to say it's
a castle?
Is it 5,000 acres? Is that possible?
That is possible.
Yeah.
42 million, 5,000 acres in Decatur, Georgia.
Yeah. TMZ had the story, but there were no pictures that I could find anywhere of what this would look like.
Yeah.
But he's recently engaged, and he's going to go to a $42 million Georgia estate in Decatur, Georgia. Where's Decatur? What part of
I'm
the state?
looking that up. I think that's Metro Atlanta.
Yeah,
Am I right?
Yeah. What do you got, Tyler?
So it's a 5,700-acre estate in Decatur County, and it apparently had a $42 million price tag, but it's unclear what Paul offered. It's considered a business venture, and Paul is unlikely to move there, but amenities include a lake, a duck pond, a horse barn, and a lodge. And there's also a 200-foot bluff overlooking Lake Seminole.
So it's a business venture. He's going to turn it into like a destination location?
Yeah, I imagine he'll either rent it out or it'll be another content house or something. He just invites.
It's a big-ass content house.
Ain't no doubt.
Wow.
Yep.
$42 million. Pretty hefty there.
Did Wendy's crack back on him?
I've got Decatur, Georgia inside the Beltway there, but I think there might be two Decaturs.
That'd be confusing.
It would be confusing, but maybe I'm wrong. But it's inside the bypass. That's a heck of a deal if you can get that kind of land inside the bypass.
Daniel says it's just southeast of Atlanta City Center, and also asks if we tried the jelly yet.
I forgot about the jelly.
We can do it real quick if you want.
But I got to smell it first. I'll try it. I'll try most anything. Your dad wouldn't try to kill us.
He tried to burn you up, though.
Well, I'll smell it if it's that hot, though.
I need somebody manlier to
that
open
was
that up.
awesome. Look how quick Lance opened it, too. What do you smell?
Man, it's scary. I don't smell anything.
Oh,
like Tyler?
Yeah, that scares me more.
Yeah.
That's got a fruity smell to it. I
kind of like to know what I'm diving into.
Your dad wouldn't do this to us. It'd be a practical joke. It's nothing that would kill us, right?
Do you want one? You want me to try it first?
I'll take it.
I'll try it.
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
don't
let's
care.
go. Dip some out on the cracker for me.
The cracker.
Here you go, Brown.
Thank you, Lance. You go first, Jim. He wouldn't kill his own son. It smells. It's got a fruity smell to it. What do you think? Oh, you got your mouth full now. I'm sorry. It's like beaver piss or something.
Describe the taste.
Yeah, it tastes like beaver piss.
Your dad's awesome, but I don't think anybody's going to buy this. It's like really not a flavor. It's like maybe fruit stripe after 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not like doesn't.
Is it fig?
No, I can't tell.
Yeah, I got no idea. I don't think Gordon Ramsay could tell you what that is.
I'm a little more intrigued now that your father has passed. I really want to watch his tape.
Jay Bake wants to know if that's the hallucinating honey. Is it possible he gave y'all some hallucinating honey?
I can only hope. We're going to play golf today.
I'm about to go play the best 18 holes of my life.
I cannot wait.
I don't know, man. Oh, no.
It's
not bad.
It sort of tastes like the center of a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, I really wish James Sr. had left behind. Have you read all his correspondence and everything? Did he leave this behind somewhere? What's in this?
We're going through the house. I'm sure there's.
That would be probably we all get sick. We're all at Grandview, and they're like, "What did you eat?" We got no idea.
If we knew the main ingredient, we could save your life.
Rattlesnake venom.
Yeah.
All right, that's the show today. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.